The Real McCoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the Real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he made Kate Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia they came to stay in sunny California. Oh, Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the Real McCoys.
It's a deal, old friend.
It's a deal, old friend.
It's an even trade. My 4 acres again that 4 acres of yours that runs alongside of us. Right?
Right.
Right. Kate, will you get us some siding?
Sure, Grandpa.
And say, Luke.
Yeah, Grandpa?
Will you go out and get that 2x4 that's holding up the mule stall and cut it up into stakes so as I can mark out the piece of ground I'm trading to George, huh?
Yeah, but Grandpa, if I take away that 2x4, the stall will fall in.
Oh, lean again the mule. It'll be all right for the time. You go ahead him for people.
You know, Amos, when my piece of land leaned way over here by your place, well, it was just too far to bother working it.
It's just the same with that 4 acres of mine over by your place. I've been leaving it lay fallow there.
Shameful waste of land, Amos.
Yeah?
Yeah, thank you, Kate. Well, you know, land is like young'uns. If you don't turn it on the other side regularly, it'll spoil on you.
Well, it's a mighty friendly thing you're doing, Amos.
Yeah.
So, here's looking at you.
Well, there's no friend in what you're doing, George.
Well, if you say so, Amos, here's looking at you.
Well, speaking of friendship, there's one important thing to remember.
What's that?
Well, if a friend can't do a friendly thing for a friend, he ain't no friend at all. Because any friend will do a friendly thing for a friend. If he is a friend.
You're absolutely right, Amos. And that's why I know I can ask you to do me a mighty big favor.
Well, you just name it and I'll do it.
Let me drink this cider before I die of thirst.
Nation.
Oil!
Say, we're just a-setting on an ocean of black gold. And every black, shiny, beautiful drop of it's all Alan. Alan!
Grandpa, are we rich?
Rich? Why, we can buy anything we want. And a few things we don't even want.
What can I have, Grandpa? Huh?
You, boy? We're going to get you the biggest, shiniest bicycle that was ever made. And, Kate, you ain't going to have to lift a finger in the scrubbing and the washing no more. We're going to get you a scrubbing maid and a cleaning maid and a cooking maid, and we're going to get you a maid to look after all of them maids. Yes, sir. And we're going to buy all them things and a lot more things. And the best part of the whole thing is that we ain't going to have to worry no more. No more worry about money. Where it's coming from. And when it's coming. And if it's coming. Lord, I want to thank you for guiding my footsteps in the North 4 acres. And especially right into that puddle.
The North 4 acres, Grandpa?
Right smack in the middle of it.
Oh, no.
Oh.
What's the matter with you two? You sick or something?
Grandpa, don't you recollect why you was in the North 4?
Of course I recollect what I was doing out in them 4 acres. I was out there staking out a piece of ground I traded to my good friend George McMichael. I don't feel too good. Now, wait a minute. Just one goddamn minute. They want no paper signed. It want a legal trade.
Grandpa, you give him your hand on it.
Well, I was shaking hands goodbye.
In the middle of the conversation, Grandpa?
Well, handshake ain't no signature.
Grandpa, you told me that a McCoy hand was better than a signature.
Who asked you to butt in? When does a poor dirt farmer like me get a chance to get rich? to provide things for his family that he ain't never been close enough prayer to afford. Well, my chance has come. And I ain't throwing it away for nobody.
Grandpa, you ain't never going to rest easy doing a thing like that to your best friend.
Yes, I will. Because I just suddenly realized that I won't be doing it to my best friend.
How do you figure that, Grandpa?
Well, if George McMichael was my best friend, I wouldn't be stooping to such a low-down, dirty trick. Right?
Right.
So how come I'm stooping? Tarnation. Oil. Oil, it's mine. It's all mine. Beautiful oil, gorgeous oil. Flora! Flora! We're rich. Flora! We're rich. No, it's no mirage.
Oh, George, you mean we're rich?
The richest.
Oh, my goodness, you mean we can afford anything? Anything at all? Anything we want?
Oh, am I going to buy things? I'm going to buy me new seat covers for the car. I'm going to... Oh, what am I talking about? I'm going to buy me a new car. And I'm going to buy me a mansion with maids all over the place and a swimming pool.
And a mink coat.
No, Flora, even though I can afford to wear one, don't you think it's kind of showing off?
No, George, for me.
Oh, sure, little sister. I'll even buy you one of them fur pieces where the animal is biting its own tail.
You know, I just hardly can believe it's true. Where is it, George? Where?
Well, I was out in our piece of land, staking it out for Amos, see? I was driving them in, and all of a sudden...
Just a minute. The piece you traded to Amos, is that where you found the oil?
That's right. Yeah. And I... Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, George, I'm sorry.
Well... Flora, wait a minute. We ain't signed the deal yet, so it's mine, still mine.
But, George, you gave him your hand on the trade, and he's your best friend.
I don't like him anymore. I ain't going through with the deal. I ain't.
But, George, you can't go back on your word.
No, why not?
Because Amos is an honest man. And if the situation were reversed and the oil was found on the property he traded you, you know what Amos would say?
Over my dead body, that's how
Grandpa, you traded, and a trade is a trade.
But I never knowed it. Do you think I'd have done it if I'd have knowed it? I'd had to be out of my mind. That's it. That's what I'll do.
What?
Go out of my mind.
Oh, Grandpa.
You know how you read in the paper about someone getting a knock on the head, and they forget everything, and they ain't held responsible for all the things that happened before that? That's what I'll do. And George will come around and I'll say, I don't know you.
Paul?
And then I'll say, I got me a knock on the head. I don't recollect trading no land with you. Go on, give me a knock. Right here. Land a few knocks. Come on.
Grandpa, you're plumb crazy.
I don't need you to hip me.
Where are you going now?
I'm a-going over to George's and get out of that deal.
can Grandpa treat his best friend this way? Poor George. What's he gonna say?
Best friends are a dime a dozen.
But, George, think how he'll feel when he finds out.
Terrible.
Well, won't that make you feel terrible, too?
Oh, sure.
Well, then,
For a fortune in oil, I'm willing to feel terrible.
where are you going?
I'm going over to see Amos and get out of this deal.
But, George, you can't do an awful thing like that.
Oh, no? Then how come I'm doing it? Hi, Amos.
Howdy, George.
Where you going?
Oh, I was Where was you going, George?
Oh, could be a nice day tomorrow, don't you think?
Might not be.
Oh, you could be right. It's touch black over there. Amos, I may try putting in some beets this year.
Yeah. Well, I was figuring on trying me a crop of lettuce. Hey, say, George, you weren't figuring on putting them beets in that piece of land I'm trading you, was you?
Maybe. You wasn't thinking of putting in lettuce in the piece I'm trading you.
Maybe. You know, George, I don't think that piece of land I'm trading you's got the right sort of soil for beets, though.
Well, don't think the one I'm trading you would be too good for lettuce.
I'm sorry to hear that. Sort of had my heart set on lettuce.
Had mine set in beets.
You know, I hate to see you in a spot like this, seeing as how you're my best friend.
Well, Amos, I'd say something if it didn't look like I was trying to pull out of the deal we made.
Yeah, me too. What would you say, George?
What would you say, Amos?
Oh, well, I hate to stand between a man and his beets.
Well, I kind of feel like I'm keeping you and your lettuce part.
I'd be willing to call the whole trade off if it was all right with you.
Amos, you're a real friend.
Well, Grandpa, you got your riches now, but just remember that you got 'em by cheating the kindest, most loyal friend a man ever had.
Oh, hogwash. I'd done the same thing to a stranger.
But George ain't a stranger, Grandpa. You forgetting all he done for you?
He never done nothing.
Oh, no? How about the time he saved you from a fate worse than death?
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about Amanda Comstock, that's what.
Oh, yeah. You remember the widow Comstock?
Don't say it. That name still sends shivers down my spine.
And you remember how if it wasn't for George, she'd be sitting right here at this table as your wife.
Well, I recollect it some, but you just give me 1 minute and I'll drive it right out of my mind.
Oh, no, you won't, because I'm going to recollect it for you. Remember? Amanda Comstock was chasing you, and she wouldn't leave you be. And then George thought up a plan to...
Oh, there you are, Amos, you great big sugar plum, you. Hello, everybody.
Hi, Miss Comstock.
What's the matter, Amos? Cat cut your tongue?
Cat's get on me. When you gonna leave me be?
Ain't that just like a man to run away from what's good for him? You see, when they're little boys, you have to force them to take their medicine.
Well, if you're comparing yourself to a dose of castor oil, I agree with you.
I just love the things he says.
Hello, Mrs. Comstock.
Hello.
I put the ginger beer in the icebox.
Thank you, Peanut.
Madre mía, qué friega le arrimaron a don Jorge. George, what happened to you?
I see you didn't tell him, did you, Amos?
So what happened, George?
I'll let him tell you that. But, Amos, I want you to know I forgive you. A temper like you got's a sickness, and you can't blame a man for being sick.
Amos, did you do this?
Well, Amanda, like I said, he can't be blamed, so don't say another word. He's in trouble enough as it is. The judge said just one more time he'd put him away for good.
What judge? Well, I think I'll be leaving now.
You ain't leaving now, Amanda. Why, you just got here. You gonna listen to this skunk or me? I don't lose my temper. Don't you believe me? Dad, blast it!
Don't go now. The ginger beer is getting cold.
No, I really don't want him.
Amanda! Come back! Don't leave me now! Oh, Amanda, don't leave me now!
George, congratulations on a real fine job of play acting. Magnifico, senor, magnifico.
What have you got to say now, huh?
I'm a polecat. Just a low-down, dirty, miserable polecat. How McCoy can turn his back on a friend out of pure greed. I ought to be wearing sackcloth and ashes. I can't stand to face myself no more. I gotta go tell George the truth straight out.
Now we're proud of you, Grandpa.
Maybe I better finish eating before I go. You know, a man builds up an awful appetite, repenting so fierce.
Cheating your best and most loyal friend.
Ah, he ain't such a good friend.
George, you've developed a very short memory.
What do you mean?
Just this. How important is the Mystic Nile Lodge to you?
The lodge. Well, it's my life.
Well, do you remember when you and Amos applied for membership? They accepted Amos, but they turned you down. But now you're in the lodge, George. And why do you think you are? It's because of Amos.
I don't remember him doing nothing.
Oh, you don't? Well, then, just remember. It was the night of Amos's initiation in the Mystic Nile Lodge.
Almighty Pharaoh and sons of the Mystic Nile, behold your new brother, Sandflea McCoy. Sandflea McCoy, prepare yourself for the sacred oath. Face the east.
I can't.
No, it's over this way. You know where the Nile is. Now then, repeat after me.
I can't join your lodge.
You can't? Why?
No, I couldn't belong to no lodge that had turned down my good friend George McMichael. George is as good a man as I am. And it's a fact I wouldn't say it to his face, but maybe he's a little bit better than me.
But, Amos, I told you why he's not in. The committee gave him every consideration.
Yeah, they give him everything but understanding.
How's that?
Did you ever stop to think the man to do what George done sure must have wanted to get into your lodge? Why, there's a man that never knuckled under to no one. And if he did butter up to you, it's only because he wanted to get in so bad. I guess you fellas are too close to this lodge to know how it is with somebody like George. I don't say the way he tried to get in was the right way, but I do say he's only guilty of one thing, and that's wanting something an awful lot. And let me tell you something while I'm here. Any man that wants to get in that bad would make the best girl-done member you ever had. But if that's the kind of men you're turning down, why, I don't want to have nothing to do with none of you.
And the committee was so impressed with those words that the very next day they reversed their vote and you were admitted. How can you forget all that, George?
I can't, Flora. I was just blinded by money, but that's over. I ain't gonna let a fine, decent friend like Amos McCoy down. I'll go over there right now and tell him the whole truth.
You'll never regret what you're doing.
No, Flora. I never will.
George?
Hi. Amos, I was just coming over to, have a little talk with you.
Well, George, I was just coming over to do the same thing with you.
Yeah?
Yeah, I got something I want to say, and I want to say it straight out.
Amos, if someone has something to say right out, I do.
No, George, now... What's Pepina doing with that tractor way up here? What are you doing up here?
Nothing.
Well, for doing nothing, it sure looks like you're doing something.
Sure does.
What do you got in there?
Nothing.
Come on now.
Nothing.
Where'd you get this oil, Pepina?
It's from the crankcase of the car and the tractor.
What are you doing with it way up here?
Dumping it.
Dumping it? Why ain't you dumping in the city dump where you're supposed to?
Well, the city dump is too far. If I take it there, I lose a whole hour's work.
A whole hour's sleep, you mean? Pepina, I ought to...
Pino, if I can ask, where around here have you been dumping that oil? All over the place. It's on your grandpa's property, over there your property, all over the place. I'm sorry if I cause any trouble. No, don't you worry. You didn't cause any trouble. Did he?
No. What trouble could he cause by dumping a little oil on the ground? Nobody'd be stupid enough seeing crankcase drainers out there to think it was oil gushing up out from the ground underneath it, now would they?
How stupid can you get?
Nobody could be that stupid.
The Real McCoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the Real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he may take Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia they came to stay in sunny California. Old Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the Real McCoys.
Little Luke, hurry up. We're going to be late for our Sandy fishing.
I'll be there in a minute, Grandpa. I gotta finish dressing.
Well, snap it up and don't dawdle. Oh, the funniest scene I ever seen was a bobcat stitching on a stitching machine.
Hey, Grandpa.
Oh, hi, Hash. Well, you fixing to go all prettied up like that?
I'm going riding in Lenny Brown's new sports car, if that's all right with you.
Oh, sure, it's okay with me, but why ask my permission?
Well, during the week, I realized that since you're the head of the family, I ought to get your okay before I go.
Well, that's righty nice, you Ashley. Think your old grandpa like that?
Well, when a girl's got a one and only grandpa, it's the least she ought to do. Especially when he's so sweet and kind and understanding as you.
You know I ain't all them things, Ashley.
Yes, you are, Grandpa. Well, I gotta go. And thanks for giving me your permission.
Permission for what?
Go riding with Lenny.
Hassie, how could you do that?
I didn't do anything.
You call that nothing? Getting Grandpa to give you permission to go out when I said you couldn't?
But, Kate...
What's this all about?
For weeks now, Hassie's been running off and not doing her chores. I told her if she didn't make up her work around the house, she'd have to miss her date on Saturday. Well, Grandpa, she just paid me no mind, so she's got to be punished.
Grandpa, this is the most important date of my whole life. I just can't miss it. Lenny's the most important boy in school. Oh, please, you understand these things, Grandpa?
Kate, don't you think you're being a mite hard on the girl? Now, if this is our most important date, why don't you leave her go and punish her some other way?
No.
No? What do you mean, no?
I decided to punish her this way, and this is the way it's going to be. Now, go on to your room, Hassie.
Oh, Kate.
Now, Grandpa, I don't think you should disagree with the way I discipline Hassie in front of her.
The wife of yours get kind of uppity, ain't she?
Oh, I don't know, Grandpa. You really had no right to interfere.
Now, look, Luke, in this house, I got a right to interfere all I want to. Especially when it comes to raising my own flesh and blood. Oh, there you are, little Luke. Well, let's get to fishing. The house is getting crowded.
I'm coming, little Luke. Where do you think you're going?
Me and the boys going fishing, that's where.
Little Luke ain't going fishing, Grandpa.
Well, why not, Sugar Babe?
Well, what is it he ain't done? The week's sewing?
What he ain't done, Grandpa, is his schoolwork.
That ain't so.
Oh, no? I'd like you all to hear Little Luke's report card for the last semester. English, C. History, C. Geography, D. And mathematics, F.
F. Attaboy, little Luke, I'm proud of you.
Grandpa, F happens to mean failing.
Oh, I thought it meant fine.
Little Luke, there'll be no more fishing until these grades improve. You're going to devote all your time to your studying.
But Kate!
Now, wait a minute, Kate. Can't you punish him some other day? This is our regular fishing day.
Grandpa, you talk like you think his going fishing was as important as him improving his grades.
Well, maybe not as important, but it runs a close second.
I don't agree. Now, little Luke, you go right to your room and get busy on your studies.
Now, you hold on,
Go
Kate.
on now.
Oh, gee whiz.
There's one thing I want to tell you.
Now, Grandpa, don't get upset.
I ain't getting upset. Who's getting upset? Now you listen to me, Captain Purvis McCoy. You're getting mighty high hand in the way you're treating people around here, and I don't like it.
She's only trying to do what's right, and you know it.
No, I don't know nothing kind. She ain't got no right to keep Hassie away from her date or little Luke away from my fishing. I mean his fishing.
Oh, so you're only upset because the boy can't go fishing with you.
No, that ain't got nothing to do with it at all. She's beginning to act like a flesh and blood McCoy, which she ain't.
Grandpa, that ain't no way to talk.
Oh, that's all right, Luke. Grandpa's right. I ain't a flesh and blood McCoy, so maybe I got no call to discipline little Luke and Hassie.
Now, wait a minute, sugar babe.
Maybe I ought to turn their raising over to you, or to you, Grandpa. You're blood related. Maybe you could do a better job.
You're darn right we can't.
No, we can't. No, I don't
That's
want
just fine. I'm awful glad you feel that way. As of right now, I'm washing my hands of the whole thing. You both can raise it.
Well, what are you mad at me for? I'm on your side.
Luke, Hassie?
Grandpa, what are you doing now?
Yeah, Grandpa?
Yes, Grandpa?
Now, kids, from now on, you're going to be raised by me.
Grandpa?
What about Kate?
Well, she ain't going to have nothing to do with it from now on. But that don't mean you're going to forget the things she done you. No, sir. You got to remember them, because they're all valuable.
We'll remember them.
Yeah, sure. We won't forget them. But from now on, we don't have to listen to nobody but you. Right, Grandpa?
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, boy. That's swell.
Now, hold on a minute. Don't think because I'm taking charge that you're going to get away with nothing.
Oh, no, Grandpa. We wouldn't think nothing like that.
We'll listen to everything you tell us.
Oh? Like the last time?
You mean like what last time?
Well, like the last time you took charge when we first come out here. Don't you recollect what happened then?
No, I don't recollect no last time.
Do you?
I was too little.
Well, I guess you three got a way of forgetting unpleasant memories. Well, I think maybe you better go over there and sit down and let me recollect them for you before you make a terrible mistake. Well, Hassie, there was a time when you was doing poorly in school because you was spending every evening at the malt shop. And you, little Luke, you wasn't just doing poorly in school. You wasn't going at all. You was playing hooky every day and going fishing down at the pond. Well, Kate wanted to punish both of you. But, Grandpa, you didn't think she was doing it right because, well, she just married into the McCoys and she didn't know our ways. So, you took charge of the kids. And they promised to be good and listen to everything you had to say. Well, it started with you, little Luke, promising to go straight to school.
Can't go to school without your books.
Thanks, Grandpa.
It's all right. Now go on now.
Okay.
And that night, Hassie, you came home late because you'd been studying real hard at the library. Or so you said.
Hassie.
Grandpa, you're still up.
Well, when I seen you wasn't home, I figured I'd better wait up for you. What do you mean staying out past 10:30 o'clock? Where you been?
I was at the library with Betty Daniels. Honest. See, I even took out some books.
I don't care nothing about the books. I just figured that 10:30's pretty late for a girl of your age to be out. Is that where you been the last few nights, the library?
Yes, Grandpa. Are you going to punish me?
No, I ain't gonna punish you. Ain't nothing terrible about going to the library. It only is that I don't like to see you stay out so late. From now on, you leave there early enough so as you get home at a fair hour. You understand?
Yes, Grandpa. I'm sorry.
Well, let's get to bed now. I've lost so much sleep already that if I ain't up by dawn to milk them cows, they might start without me. Sure hot out. A hard job keeping awake.
Sure it's the heat, Grandpa, or was it just that you didn't get enough sleep last night?
Oh, I get enough sleep, all right.
You probably would have gotten a whole lot more if Haxie'd come in a little bit earlier.
Yeah, what's it to you?
Nothing. Nothing at all. You're raising her now, not me.
You ain't doing a good job of it, too.
Oh, Grandpa, don't be so touchy.
I ain't getting touchy. I'm just getting tired of a lot of hoop-de-doo about raising a couple of kids. There ain't nothing to it. All you got to do is leave them alone. As long as the kids got glands, they'll grow.
You think that's all there is to it, Grandpa?
I know there is. 13 kids in my family. Who do you think raised them? My mama didn't get a chance to get acquainted with some of us.
Hello?
Are you Mrs. McCoy?
Yes, I am.
Well, I'm Mrs. Daniels. And I want to talk to you about your daughter, Hassie.
Oh, well, Hassie is my daughter, Mrs. Daniels.
Oh?
If you want to talk to anybody about Hassie, you better talk to Grandpa. He's raising her now.
Oh, he is, huh? Well, he's certainly doing a mighty poor job.
What's going on here?
Just this. Your Hassie's being a very bad influence on my daughter, Betty, and I want it stopped.
Well, ma'am, I don't know what you're talking about.
Do you happen to know how many nights this week they've been out till after 10? Or don't you bother to keep track?
Of course I keep track. What kind of a man do you think I am? I know she's been out till after 10, but with good reason. She's been studying at the library.
For your information, the library closes at 9. I found them at the malt shop, playing the jukebox and dancing.
Why, it can't be. She never said nothing to me about no malt shop.
Naturally, she wouldn't. But I saw them there with my own 2 eyes.
This can't be possible. Saying nothing about it's just like lying to me. Hassie wouldn't do that, would she? You know, I think you're just making this up to cause trouble. Now, you get off my property before I forget I'm a gentleman.
Let me go. Let me go. My grandma's going to get you. I'm going to kill my grandpa.
Tell me what?
Mr. McCoy, I'm Mr. Bixby, the truant officer. I just caught your boy fishing down at the creek.
Fishing?
And I may add it's the 3rd unexcused absence this week.
Is this true, son?
I've been down to the new fishing hole.
You told me you was going to school every day.
Look at the slants on that cot. Ain't it a whopper?
You lied to me, son. Now, you go on, get in the house.
But Grandpa!
Get!
Grandpa! Yes.
Mr. McCoy, that boy needs discipline. Now, if you don't think you can handle it, we will.
I can handle him all right.
Yeah, I hope so. Good day.
Good day. Hey, Miss Daniels. I reckon I owe you an apology. I know Hassie was lying, but I just didn't want to let myself believe it. I'm sorry. You won't get no more trouble from her.
Thank you.
Now, Grandpa, don't do nothing you'll be sorry for. You better cool off.
I'm cool. I just want to talk to the boy, that's all. Tell him what's right and what's wrong and what's expected of him. Just going to reason with him. And Kate, I wouldn't set no place for him at the table, because when I get through reasoning with him, I don't reckon he's going to be able to set himself down.
All you got to do with kids is just leave them alone. Well, that kind of thinking sure caused a mess of trouble. But then, then you got smart and you started to handle things a whole lot different. Only it didn't work out just the way you thought it would.
I give you a licking like I gave little Luke when you're so growed up.
You're lucky. How many more years do I have to go, Grandpa?
You got a long time to go, and you better not get out of line, neither of you.
I still don't see what's wrong about dancing at the malt shop.
There ain't nothing wrong with dancing. It's a line that hurts. It's my own fault. Been too easy with you. But from now on, it's going to be different. I'm going to sit on you two kids like a mother hen sits on the baby chicks.
Sitting's better than hitting.
And there's going to be plenty of hitting if it's needed. It's a new way right now. You take them books and you bury your nose in them. And you just be sure that you know every word by heart. And no skipping the pages, neither. Because when I come back, I'm going to ask the questions, and you better have the answers.
But, Grandpa, you can't read these books. What kind of questions you gonna ask?
You never mind. You just have the answers. I ain't giving no hints.
There. They're all finished, Grandpa. See?
What's them squares for?
Well, they're for the answers.
How come you only filled in half of them?
Well, they're true and false. You're only supposed to mark one square for each question.
Yeah? Well, you fill them all in. You ain't getting away with nothing here.
I finished cleaning your room like you told me. Am I through now?
Not by a long shot, you ain't. You go out and help little Luke whitewash that fence.
Grandpa!
And when you get through with that, you curry the mule, feed them chickens, and slop them hogs. I'll make a lady out of you yet.
What are you doing, little Luke?
Oh, I'm sorry, Hassie. I'm so tired I can hardly lift my arms.
Well, I'm tired, too, but you better get that done. Grandpa wants it over with in an hour.
How'd we get into this anyways?
How did we get into this? Remember, you was the one that says when it comes to raising kids, you can't beat Grandpa.
Boy, did I boo.
And it ain't your fault. How was you to know that your own Grandpa was going to turn against us? Just goes to show you never know what a person's really like until you work for him.
You stricter than Kate ever was. Uh-oh, here comes Grandpa. Better get to work. Come on, Hassie, get to work.
Well, what are you two kids doing out here? You finished your lessons?
Yes, Grandpa. We want to have a meeting with you.
Well, go ahead. Get it off your mind.
Well,
Come on, Hassie, tell him out and out.
You tell me what?
well, Grandpa, we was thinking that maybe it isn't fair for you to be raising us. I mean, with all your work, and we don't want to take up all your time.
Oh, not taking up my time. I'm having a lot of fun raising you. That is, after I got into the swing of it.
Yeah, you sure got the swing all right.
Grandpa, we thought that maybe Kate felt kind of bad. You know, you raising us instead of her.
I thought you didn't want Kate to raise you.
Yes, but, well, it would be a good experience for her for when she has her own kids.
Yeah, if she can raise us, she can raise anybody.
What are you two driving at?
Well, we wanted to know if you'd ask her if she'd take us back again.
Oh, I see. You mean you don't want me to take care of you no more?
Oh, yes, Grandpa, we want you.
We do?
Yeah, you want me when I'm easy with you and you get away with things, but as soon as I start stomping on you, and they start squealing like a couple of little pigs. If you think I'm going to Kate and begging her to take you back again, you got another thing coming. You go to Kate and you tell her you don't want to be raised by no McCoy. Tell her you hate me. Tell her anything.
Oh, Grandpa.
If you'd rather have Kate raise it in your own flesh and blood, well, that's all right with me.
Come on, Hass, let's go. Come on.
Grandpa, we ain't aiming to hurt your feelings.
You ain't hurting my feelings at all. Because I feel fine. Just fine.
Cass? It ain't easy firing a boss.
Well, you ain't changed much. Now that Kate's getting too rough on you, you go running back to your grandpa. You just want to have your own way, and you don't care who you hurt.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that to Kate.
Me too. I'll do whatever Kate wants me to do from now on.
And you, Grandpa, you're doing the worst thing of all. Telling Kate that we don't need her. Do you know how much that hurt her? Why, if she was any other girl at all, she'd just throw up her hands at the lot of us and go running off to her mother's. You ought to be ashamed of yourselves.
You know where there's some cord? I have to tie up this valise. It keeps opening up.
It's in the left-hand kitchen drawer right by the sink. Grandpa, she is hurt and she's going to leave.
And it's on account of us.
Kate!
Yes, Grandpa. What is it?
Kate, don't leave us.
Huh?
I promise I won't never interfere with the raising of the kids again. Honest.
And I promised to do all my chores.
And I promise to do all my studying. Even if it means I can't go fishing ever again.
Well, why the big change all of a sudden?
Well, none of us wants to leave.
Leave?
We all think you're doing such a fine job.
We sure do.
We mean it.
And we want to be punished by you, Kate.
That's right. We deserve it.
Why, thank you, everybody.
Well, now that everything's fine again, I'll just take your suitcase and put it in your room for you. Huh? What's this? Why, them's my overalls.
Look at here. These are my jeans. Hey, and look at these.
Oh, tarnation. Here, turn your back, Cass. Kate, what was you doing running off to your mother's house with a suitcase full of our old clothes?
My mother's? Well, I wasn't going to my mother's, Grandpa. I was taking the family's torn clothes over to Flora McMichael's. I was going to use her new sewing machine. It's a whole lot faster than ours is.
Oh, gosh. When we seen you going off with a suitcase, you thought you was leaving us.
Well, I couldn't leave here, Grandpa. This is where I belong.
Well, what's all this about leaving?
Nothing at all. Just like all I said. This whole place would go to rack and ruin if we didn't have Kate around here to keep us on the right road. Kate, you're a real McCoy.
The Real McCoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the Real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he made Kate Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia, they came to stay in sunny California. Old Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the Real McCoys.
That Mac sure is a smart dog, little Luke.
You sure trained him well.
I don't think he's so gall-darn smart.
What?
He always brings the paper to me, and I'm the only one that can't read.
Well, the reason he brings it to you is because your name's on the mailing sticker.
Yeah, well, it's a sad thing when the head of the house can't read, but the dog can.
Did you find it, Luke?
Oh, yeah, here it is.
Can I be excused?
You may be excused.
Go ahead and read up, Eastman.
McCoy Sioux Valley Telephone Company.
That's it.
Amos McCoy, local farmer, has filed a $500 suit against the phone company. McCoy claims negligence on the part of the VT&T. He alleges their repairmen left his gate open, resulting in the highway death of his bull. The case is scheduled to be heard before a jury next week in the court of Judge Henry Paulson.
Is that all?
Yeah.
Life snuffed out, and that's all they see.
You know, Grandpa, I don't cotton much to what you're doing here. Asking $500 for old Abe.
He was a cheap bull to begin with, Grandpa, and he didn't improve much with age.
Well, now, you young'uns don't understand legals. When you're suiting, you always ask for more than you expect to get.
Hello? What? Well, yes, it is. Oh?
It's Mr. Meredith, lawyer from the phone company.
He probably read the paper, too.
I guess so. Yeah, we'll be here all day. Yeah, right. Bye. Well, maybe we won't have to go through all that court business after all.
What'd he say?
Well, Mr. Meredith says the phone company'd like to settle out of court.
Yeah, see? They're scared. They know they ain't got a chance in front of a jury.
Is he coming over today, Luke?
Yeah, he's going to be over right after lunch.
Good. The sooner the better. Let's see. I want to get that shotgun. And then I want to get them seat covers for the car we've been waiting on. And I want to get a radiator cap with the temperature gauge built in. And then...
Grandpa, shame on you. Talking about luxuries at the cost of a poor old bull.
Old Abe would have wanted it that way. $100? Is that all you're offering, $100?
But, Mr. McCoy, it's...
Why, a prize bull like Aberdeen Hercules II is worth a whole lot more than that.
Aberdeen Hercules?
Prize bull? What prizes did he ever...
Luke, you sure got a short memory. Don't you remember when Aberdeen Hercules II got a ribbon?
Mr. McCoy, I saw that bull, and he was a bit scrawny.
Well, there's the proof of the pudding. Hercules' ribbons.
Oh, Ferb, he's got his silver dollar hooked on a piece of his old garters.
May I see that, please?
You sure can. Yes, sir, prize bulls comes high.
That's enough, Grandpa. Let's just sign the paper and let Mr. Meredith be on his way.
Luke, come out in the kitchen and help me get a glass of water, will you?
You don't need no help to get a glass of water.
Don't mind, Grandpa, Mr. Meredith. Business always makes him thirsty.
I am getting sick and tired of you dragging me out here to the kitchen.
Luke, I just can't figure you out. Why are you so anxious to sign for $100?
Well, I'll guarantee he ain't going to pay more than that.
He was thinking a little about $200.
Not a chance.
Yeah, well, it's lucky we didn't have quitters like you fighting with Blackjack Pershing. We'd all be stuffing sausage for the Kaiser.
Grandpa, this ain't like quitting. It's just that we don't have a good enough case for no jury to go awarding us $500.
Hey, just let me wave the middle against him once.
No.
Just once, Luke.
No. I'm going to sign for the $100.
All right. You go on out there and surrender. I just can't stand the look of you. Go on, get. Not-headed youngins. Can't learn them nothing. What's ailing you, little Luke?
Uncle George can't take me fishing.
Well, quit fretting. Maybe he's got other things to do.
Yeah, he has to be on a jury.
Jury, did you say? When?
Well, I'm ready to sign, Mr. Meredith.
Good. Here we are. Hold that writing.
Grandpa, what are you doing?
We ain't settling for no $100.
But, Mr. McCoy...
No more talk.
I already wrote my first name down.
Half a loaf don't mean nothing.
Grandpa, stop that!
Goodbye, Mr. Meredith. We'll see you in court.
Grandpa, have you gone loco or something? Mr. Meredith, come back here.
Leave him.
Grandpa, he...
Now, simmer down for a second. I told you I'd see you in court.
But I don't...
Mr. Meredith, would you call me on the telephone tomorrow?
Oh, I'd be happy to.
Yeah, by that time I might know what this hullabaloo's all about.
Please accept our apology.
I don't know what's got into him.
I understand. My hat, if you don't mind.
Oh, sure, yeah.
He'll be cutting holes for his ears in that hat before I'm through with him.
Thank you.
Goodbye, Mr. Meredith.
Bye.
Bye. Well, if you ain't the orneriest, most unpredictable grandpa I ever knew.
Luke, I just had to stop you from signing.
I don't want to hear no more about it.
Luke, you're being grandpa when you act that way.
All right. All right, what is it?
Well, Luke, I had to stop you from signing. Because little Luke just told me that George McMichael's going on the jury.
What?
George McMichael is serving jury duty the same week our case comes up. And don't you see, we just can't lose.
Well, you can't count on George McMichael to guarantee we'll win.
Well, why not? He's my best friend.
But when it comes to jury and best friends don't mean a thing.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, you shouldn't even talk to George about it.
Don't try to influence him in any way.
Are you accusing me of thinking dishonorable? What kind of respect is that to have for your grandpa? Why, I wouldn't think for 1 minute of using influence on George.
I wish I could believe you.
Yeah, me too.
All right, I'll show you. I swear I swear on Aberdeen Hercules' medal.
I really can't take this.
George, it's my prized heirloom. It's a medal I won as a boy, and I want you to have it. Sort of in honor of you being chosen as a member of the jury.
Well, it ain't like I was elected mayor or something, even though I was made foreman.
Foreman? You deserve a medal, and I give you the only one I had.
Gosh, ain't it a beauty. Amos, this is an American silver dollar.
Well, it's a government AWOL.
Well, doggone. Somebody fool with my power saw.
No, that's only for Peter.
Oh, well, that's all right. I don't mind if he borrows it.
Well, he ain't a borrowing it. He's a working on your wood pile. Why, you got a stack of logs out there as high as a mule's eye.
Well, ain't that awful nice of him, but I really don't deserve it. Why, you're making out like I'm some kind of a hero or something. Like I did something wonderful for you.
Well, maybe you will in the future. Who can say?
Gosh, all these wonderful gifts. I deserve it. Your hand-stuffed skunk. I know how long it took you to stuff. And then molasses cookies and this. Hello, Albuquerque.
Nothing of a judge.
I'm the judge, Amos.
Well, now you're splitting hairs.
Amos, you're the finest, most thoughtful friend a man ever had. What can I say?
Not guilty.
Just can't understand it. I baked 3 pans of molasses cookies, and there ain't a one in the whole place.
Well, don't look at me, sugar babe. Not that I didn't want to come in and have some, but I've been sitting with a sick chicken.
Well, they couldn't have just up and walked away.
Hi, everybody.
So you're the one.
Don't do it, Luke. You're stretching my earlobe.
Well, I'll stretch more than that. Who told you could take them cookies?
Grandpa did.
Grandpa told you you could eat all them cookies?
No, just this one. I took the rest over to Uncle George's.
All of them?
Uh-huh. In honor of his being jury foreman.
I had a feeling.
Yep, Grandpa gave him his stuffed skunk, his leather pillow, his government medal.
What government medal?
That garter bull badge, most likely.
I don't have to tell you what he's doing, do I, Luke?
No, you sure don't.
It's just out-and-out bribery.
That's what it is, all right.
Where on earth is Grandpa's integrity?
He probably gave that to Uncle George, too.
George, you didn't have to bring back all the cookies.
I wanted to bring back everything. When you called me and told me what Amos was doing, It was a crushing blow.
Well, we knew it'd hurt you, George, but we just had to do it.
Look, you saw your duty and you did it.
George, I'll tell you what. As soon as your jury duty's over, you come around and I'll bake you all the cookies you can eat.
Kate, that's one promise my sweet tooth won't never let me forget. Well, I'll be running.
Well, land sakes alive, George McMichael. What are you doing around these here parts?
I just returned all them bribery presents you give me.
Bribery presents?
Oh, don't act so darn innocent with me, Mr. Amos McCoy. You know what I'm talking about. Don't ever talk to me again as long as the both of us shall live.
But, George...
I've had my say. And I've had my listen, too.
Well, now you done it. Sticking your nose in where it don't belong.
We only did what was right.
Well, you made sure we'd lose $500, didn't you? Once I had a good friend on the jury, and you turned him into my worst enemy. You sure fixed up things for me. Having a little trouble, are you, George? Won't turn over, huh? Well, you better let me take a look at your engine.
Get your hands off in that car. I don't want you to do me no favors. You ain't gonna get me owing you nothing.
Well, I was just trying to help that.
Hands off of that car. Must be out of gas. Well, I guess I gotta walk back to town and get me a gal.
Hey, George, you don't need to do that. Take my car and go get it. Anything's mine's yours, good friend.
Well, thanks, Amos. I'll do that.
Good.
Oh, no. Why, you devil, you're trying to tempt me, huh? I'd rather walk than be beholden. Here, cash.
What's the 50 cents for?
Parking charge while I'm gone.
Hop in. It's the least I can do for my dearest friend.
Leave me be, Amos. Just leave me be. You know, when we go to court tomorrow, you ain't Amos McCoy. You are case number 1357, plaintiff number 46A.
Well, that's fitting. Come on, get in now. I want to give you back the 50 cents, too.
Make another medal out of it and award it to yourself.
If you won't let me take you, at least let me drive your hat and coat.
Amos, no part of me or mine wants to ride in no part of you or yours. Now, the best thing you can do is turn the car around and go on home. I don't want to have nothing to do with you. That's final. Didn't have my hand anywhere near your car.
Look out for them irrigating ditches, George.
Don't tell me how to walk. Walking almost 70 years without any advice from you. I know this road like the back of my hand. Go on. Go. Amos, quick.
George, George!
Oh, my goodness. There's irrigation ditch. For a minute, I thought it was a goner.
It's lucky I come along just in time to save my best friend from drowning.
I'll be ever grateful to you.
I was hoping you would be.
Huh?
Come on, get in the car.
Sure of that, Mr. Barlow. Your Honor, I've concluded with this witness.
Very well, Mr. Meredith. Mr. McCoy?
I'm still right here, Your Honor.
Never seen him so cocky.
Do you still wish to represent yourself, Mr. McCoy, or have you decided to employ legal counsel?
No, I'm still my own legal lawyer, Your Honor.
You're sure of that now?
Positive. I need a lawyer like a chicken needs silk stockings.
Order.
You think he's a regular Clarence Darrow?
He's been on his high horse ever since he came back from George's last night. I just don't understand it.
Was you talking to me?
Mr. McCoy, I should inform you that at this point, Mr. McCoy, you may interrogate the witness. Ask him any questions you wish.
No, I don't want to talk to Maytor, Your Honor. I'm still a little peeved at him for leaving my gate open.
I object.
You object? I'm the one with the dead bull.
Order.
Sure loves to bang that hammer, don't he? He should have brought along a fistful of bent nails so he could straighten them out for us.
Mr. McCoy, I don't want to have to cite you for contempt. All right, Mr. Meredith. I'll excuse the witness. And you may summarize.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you have just heard the testimony of Edward Barlow, telephone lineman, who worked on the McCoy property on the day of the incident. He told you that he closed the gate upon leaving the McCoy property. He distinctly remembers closing it because he had to do so to protect himself from an angry dog.
Angry dog? He probably is scared by a caterpillar.
Order. Last warning, Mr. McCoy. Continue, Mr. Meredith.
Mr. Barlow has been a trusted and dependable employee of the telephone company for 27 years. And I feel that you should accept his testimony because he is unquestionably an honest man. Your Honor, the defense rests.
Now, Mr. McCoy, the court will hear your summary.
Thank you. Well, good afternoon, jurors, one and all. And how's your croup, Mr. Foreman? Did you get that selfie in molasses, Cinchy? Now, I want to tell you, I ain't got a head full of fancy legals like Mr. Telephone Company here, but I can say this. And I'm talking to you 12 men of the jury. And that includes you two ladies, too. Now, all this talk about the telephone company being honest, I'd like to have a nickel for every dime I didn't get back when I got a wrong number. And as far as that gate being left open, I know the goddamn gate wasn't left open by nobody in my family. That gate is one thing I make a point of. Before I say good morning, or before I say good night to any of them, I say, is the gate closed? Now that I give you the important facts in this here case, I'd like to get into the money end of it. The phone company offered $100 for the memory of our old friend, old Aberdeen Hercules II. He's worth a lot more than that to us. The kind of worth you just can't put a price on. He was a friend. Kind. Loyal. Understanding. He was worth at least $500. Forgive me, Herc, old friend.
I've been notified that the jury has reached a verdict.
Well, it didn't take very long. He was only out about 5 minutes.
Well, no need for him to be out longer. George told him we was right.
Foreman of the jury, please rise. Mr. Foreman, has the jury reached a verdict?
We have, Your Honor.
What is your verdict?
We find the defendant, the phone company, not guilty.
Order in the court.
Well, if that don't take off. You no good, double-crossing, two-faced old cat.
Now, Amos, I heard the facts and I did my duty.
Now, come on,
Grandpa. We lost fair and square.
Amos,
There's something you got to realize.
Don't you lecture me.
As we travel along the road of life, there are many bumps.
You'll get one right in the nose.
A far, far better
You
thing I
traitor,
think
you.
My goodness, you're a sorehead.
Now, Grandpa, maybe the telephone company wasn't wrong.
Of course they's wrong. If the telephone man didn't open the gate, who did? They just as wrong can be.
Now, simmer down, Grandpa. Luke, it looks like it's going to rain. We better put the car in the barn.
I'll get the gate.
Good dog, Mac.
Good dog. Good dog? The Real McCoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the Real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he may take Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia, they came to stay in sunny California. Old Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the Real McCoys.
Come on, little Luke. Hurry up, you better get started.
Come on, we're waiting on you.
I'm a-coming.
Oh, my, you do look beautiful.
Ah, gee.
You're sure loaded up there. You better throw them even from both sides, otherwise you're going to tip over.
Sure wish you wouldn't all make such a big fuss about this. Ain't as if I'm having my tonsils out or something.
This is a turning point in your life, little Luke.
Hey, this is your first job. After you.
Grandpa! Grandpa, these tires are all right.
Well, I think you could get off to a better start on some new air.
Oh, Grandpa, since this is an important occasion, I think as head of the McCoys, you ought to have something to say.
Oh, yeah. Well, little Luke, when you didn't have no job at the age of 10, I figured you was going to be one of them god-darn playboys. But now that you're 12, I'm rightly proud to see that you're going to work at last.
Well, I'm going to try to make a lot of money, too.
Yeah?
Yep. If I ride real fast, I might even make $10 or $15 a week.
Well, from there, they ain't nowhere to go except president.
Yeah, well, making that kind of money, who wants to be president?
I gotta be going. Bye, everybody. Bye, little Luke.
So long,
Have a
little
good day. Okay,
Yeah.
bye.
So long.
Bye.
$10 or $15 a week. That just goes to show you what a public school education will do for you.
Next year it's going to help with all 5 McCoys putting money in the cookie jar.
Yeah.
Pretty soon we'll be able to buy that chicken brooder we've been saving up for.
You know, that reminds me the first time I hired out. I didn't have no bicycle. It was a mule. It wasn't no superhighway. It was a swamp. I wanted to deliver newspapers. It was a jug. You know, I'll never forget the first night when I come home. Say, come to think of it, I didn't come home that first night. I was in jail. Well, move, God-darn it.
I'm just testing you to see which checker makes you flinch.
Nobody can tell what I'm a-thinking when I'm playing checkies. I'm as cool as a cucumber. Now, God darn it, move! Come on, now let me study it.
Whoa, boy, what a day I had. Sold 8 extra papers.
Hey, you're really improving. Yesterday you only sold 6 extra.
Yep, and 4 extra the day before yesterday.
Say, you're really beavering, boy.
Looks like I'm going to have me a mighty big week.
Yeah.
What are you two doing?
Oh, we was just going in the kitchen to get a glass of money.
I got to talk to a couple ladies about subscriptions. I'll be back in half an hour.
Now, what were you up to?
Loctite?
Same as every day.
Wonder who it is in this house he don't trust.
Kate, maybe? Got the money piling up like cigar butts at a county meeting.
Grandpa, I'm ashamed of you.
What's to be ashamed of? It ain't like we was snooping on a stranger. It's our own kin.
Grandpa, there's over $6 in there.
That much?
Well, no wonder the boy keeps the drawer locked. He wants to surprise us.
Huh?
He wants to see the joy written on our face when he turns in the money for accounting on Saturday. And you know something else? The way that boy's going, we might have to get us another cookie jar.
Yeah, and when you get to be a 2-cookie jar family, there ain't much more in life you can shoot for.
You know, when it makes a little, it makes a lot. You know, that ain't important. What counts is what it's doing to the boy. Now he's seen us McCoys working together and sharing together. And there he is out there, green sapling, just bending under his share of the load.
And we're going to have to think of some way to show him how much we appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. I tell you, Kate, next pair of socks of mine that shrinks, he gets them.
Well, here's my sewing money for the week. 75 cents was for Mrs. Worth's hem, and $1.50 for Alter and Mrs. Webster, and, well, altogether it's $8.
Hey, where's little Luke?
He's in his room.
He's probably counting his money. He had a whole lot of loose change.
No, I think he wants to be last. All right, Hassie, it's your turn to put your money in the cookie jar.
$2.40 for babysitting.
Well, Hassie, I want you to know that we're just to set aside some of this money for your education. We're going to get you that pen and pencil set you've been wanting.
Well, thanks, Grandpa.
All right, Luke, you got something put in?
Yep. Here's the aid money. Did right well this week, too. As soon as we save enough of that chicken brooder, there'll be a whole lot more coming in.
Well, I guess I'm next. That's for vegetables and such like. Well, that's all of it. Any more McCoys want a report?
Hey, everybody, I got $10.24. $10 whole dollars and 24 cents.
$10.24. Well, that's a sizable amount.
I just can't believe it. $10.24.
And in 1 week.
Hold it. Don't get you.
That must be some kind of a record.
Yeah, well, I better be going, everybody.
Where you going?
I'm going into town. I'm going to have me a time with my money.
Breaks my heart.
Been there for hours and hours, just a rocking and a squeaking and a squeaking and a rocking.
I just can't understand how little Luke could do a thing like that.
I do. He's a rat.
Hassie, that's your own brother you're talking about.
We all work and share. But as soon as he earns some money, he runs right off to town to spend it.
Well, in a way, you can't blame him. I mean, $10.24, that's a lot of money for a boy.
Poor Grandpa. It's not the money that bothers him. It's little Luke not living up to his expectations.
He lived up to my expectations. He's a...
Hassie.
You know what?
Come here. Look what's coming.
Hey, look at there, Grandpa.
Where, what?
It looks like he's got a whole lot of packages.
Packages?
Fancy wrappings, too.
Packages and fancy wrappings?
Maybe he got himself an extra job as delivery boy.
Well, who'd he be delivering to in this neighborhood?
Yeah, now who would he be delivering to in this neighborhood?
Well, I just asked that same question.
You got eyes, ain't you?
What's that got to do with it?
You got eyes but no heart. You're all misjudging the boy.
How do you figure that, Grandpa?
Saying he's selfish and unsharing. You ought to be ashamed of yourselves.
I still don't follow you, Grandpa.
Well, look, there's packages and fancy wrappings. Now, that means presents.
Them packages may not be presents.
Now, you listen to me, Kate. I poured a lot of good sense, love, and whippings into that boy. Now, I know him from the bottom up. And them's presents. Now, let's go down there just like we don't expect nothing. See, just casual like. Come on. Luke. Let me hold your bike for you. Wouldn't want you to drop them fancy wrap packages.
And boy, did I find some bargains. Where do you see the pen and pencil set I got? Red and silver.
My favorite colors.
And I went by Gray Bar's hardware store. I got the keenest knife ever. It has 14 blades and a beer can opener. It's the one you picked out in the window last week, Luke.
Yeah, I know the one.
That ain't nothing. I got the prettiest swimming suit you ever did see.
Oh, ain't that elegant, little Luke? But how'd you know the right size?
I tried it on. Sure is a beauty, huh, Grandpa?
Sure is, but ain't it a mite small?
No. Fits me perfect. I better get the stuff into the house. Glad you liked it, everybody.
There goes the only McCoy ever born in a hospital. Must have been the pampering that spoiled him rotten.
Ever see a belt like this before?
Another piece of trash. Every dad-blasted day, that boy comes home duded up with doodads.
Well, he's just a little boy, Grandpa. I guess he's still thinking like one.
Well, I get a shingle in the woodshed that'll grow him up fast.
Hold on, Grandpa. You know, when it's all over and done with, you're going to be hurting a whole lot worse than he does.
Yeah, but not in the same place.
Easy now.
What do you mean, junk?
That motorcycle belt is junk, just like everything else you bought. Little Luke, I'm plain whole hog ashamed of you.
I know what you're getting at. You want me to put my earnings money in a cookie jar. That's what you want.
Only if you want to, little Luke.
Oh, I don't. What I've got me is stuff I've always wanted. First time in my whole life it got me stuff that makes other kids jealous of me.
Me. That's all you're thinking of. Hand me some eggs and I'll fix your lunch. I just can't believe it's you talking.
This here's a rotten egg.
It takes one to know one.
Little Luke, maybe you ain't had the things that other kids have, but you never wanted for the things that really count. Love and affection and knowing that you're wanted by your kin. Setting yourself apart is going to make for a lot of unhappiness later on. Someday you're going to be needing some help, and you ain't going to have nobody to go to.
Nobody has to worry about me. I can take care of myself.
It's no use talking to you. Just sit down, I'll give you your lunch.
So he can take care of himself, huh? Let's see if he can put his money where his appetite is. Hold it, Kate. Before you slide them delicious eggs on this fella's plate, I think we ought to have a little understanding.
About what?
About the prices. Now, son, if you want these eggs, they're going to cost you 25 cents.
25 cents?
Them's cheaper than town prices. And don't forget, them eggs was picked as soon as they was popped.
Grandpa, you ain't serious.
He sure is, and I'm with him.
Well, if you don't feel you're one of us and you want to live your own life, then you got to pay.
I gotta pay?
Well, I'm glad we see eye to eye. Egg him, Kate.
Do I get some bread and jam with this?
Well, yes, I guess you could have some bread and jam. What should we charge him for bread and jam, Luke?
Well, seeing as how he's going to be a regular customer, I think about 8 cents seems right.
8 cents?
All right, Luke, an order of bread and jam.
Coming right up.
What about some milk?
Sure, you can have some milk, son. That'll be a nickel a glass and 4 cents for refill.
Okay.
Hassie, pour a glass of milk for this here fellow, would you?
For him?
Yeah.
I'd rather hit him over the head with it.
And lose a good customer?
Hassie, get the milk and stand by for refill. You get about 3 cents for the yellow all over your shirt. Hey, have to charge him 10 cents more for his laundry.
I got his bill all figured up, Grandpa.
Yeah?
Oh, we're charging him. Good.
It comes to 48 cents. Yep, including the laundry.
Yeah, Mr. McCoy, 48 cents. I hope you like our new arrangement.
48 cents, huh? Well, here's 50. You can split the tip.
You there, come over here.
Gee, Mrs. Mulligan, I didn't mean to break your window. Honest, it was an accident.
Accident or no accident, it's broken, isn't it?
Well, every single day you've been complaining about having to go down the porch steps to get your paper. So this time I'm playing it a little harder. I just wanted to make it easier on you.
Now, don't you try and get out of it.
Well, I'll pay for the window. Right now. Right here on the spot. Is it $2, $3, $5?
The window's the very least of it.
The least? How do you mean?
This paper not only broke my window, but it knocked a rack of my husband's meerschaum pipes right off the table. They're smashed to bits.
Well, if you'll just tell me how much they're worth.
How much are they worth? They're priceless. They could be hundreds of dollars.
Hundreds of dollars?
Hundreds of dollars? Yes, Mrs. Mulligan. Yes, Miss. All right, I'll get back to you.
What's the trouble?
It's an emergency, Grandpa. Little Luke's in trouble.
I knew it.
Hush up, Patsy. What kind of trouble?
Mrs. Mulligan just called, and little Luke flung a paper through a window.
Don't bring me a hopping for that. Leave him pay for himself. It's his own fault.
Oh, it's worse than that, Grandpa. He also broke a whole rack of Mr. Mulligan's antique pipes. She says they're worth hundreds of dollars.
Hundreds of dollars? Oh, my.
I'll never be able to pay that.
Oh, looky. Yonder he comes.
It's time I took a hand here.
Now, Grandpa, don't be too hard on
Now,
him.
let me be. I'll handle it my way. Well, hi there, little Luke.
All right, little Luke.
Hey, you getting so done rich you just don't want to talk to people no more?
Now, Grandpa.
Oh, shh. Well, son,
Well, I got some important business to attend to, Grandpa.
what kind of business?
I don't think it would interest you none.
Why not?
Well, it's personal. I got to take care of it myself.
Well, maybe we could help you.
I don't think so, Grandpa.
Well, you never can tell if you don't give us a chance.
Little Luke, we know all about you breaking Mr. Mulligan's pipes and the hundreds of dollars you owe.
You do?
Mrs. Mulligan called.
And you mean you'd still want to help me after the way I've been acting?
Little Luke, McCoy ain't just a name. McCoy is flesh and blood people who believe certain things. And one of them is that no McCoy was ever known to back away from another McCoy when he was in trouble.
Gee, thanks, Grandpa.
And of course, I got one other reason. As pesky and aggravating as you are.
It's because your grandpa loves you.
That's right, little Luke.
Gee, Grandpa, I'm proud to be a McCoy.
And I'm proud to be one once removed.
Well, I guess I'm proud, too. But what kind of takes the edge off it is thinking about where we're going to get the money to pay for this.
Well, Luke, we ought to settle our just debts. We'll settle this one way or another. Mulligan?
Yes.
My name is Amos McCoy. I'm the grandpa of your little newspaper boy.
Oh, yes. What a frightful thing that was.
Well, I don't think the boy meant no harm.
I don't see how you're ever going to settle it. My husband's pipes were priceless. They were antiques.
Well, I figured we could make some arrangement if I could talk to him.
I'm afraid that's impossible.
Impossible? Well, I promise not to stir him up.
I'm sure you won't, Mr. McCoy. I'm a widow.
Widow? Well, this is a small world. I'm a widower myself.
Oh?
How long you been wearing the weeds?
I lost my husband nearly 2 years ago.
Yeah. That must have been quite a shock, being such a young bride.
Oh, I've been married over nearly 20 years.
Well, your husband must have treated you like a princess to keep you so well preserved.
There would be another man like him. He was a perfect husband.
Yeah, you had to be. Keep a fine, young, blooming woman like you so true to his memory.
Oh, thank you very much.
Why, if I'd have had the least idea there was a fine-looking woman like you unattached, I'd have been around it just wearing my knuckles out in your front door.
Why, Mr. McCoy.
Yes, that's what I'd been doing. I guess it wouldn't done me much good, though. Feeling the way you do about your husband.
Mr. McCoy, he did have a few faults.
Well, he couldn't have had many. You'd been at them dancing socials every Saturday night.
Saturday night?
Yeah, every Saturday night.
Well, as I was saying, he did have a few faults. But they were doozies. Messiest man you ever saw. His clothes were always all over the floor.
Oh, you poor creature.
He wasn't a very good provider. We'd have never gotten out of debt if he hadn't been hit by the truck.
Well, now, you have had your troubles.
And those fancy pipes of his. He put a mixture in them that turned my house into a smudge pot. Every time I think of it, I start coughing.
Miss Mulligan, maybe I shouldn't say this, but you ever stop to think that maybe my grandson done you a favor when he busted them pipes?
Well, maybe. This is Saturday. Is there a dance tonight?
I'm going to pick you up about 8. Well, you can all stop worrying.
How much are we going to have to pay?
Not a cent. I paid for it with my charm.
Gee, I sure hope little Luke appreciates what you did.
Everybody, I got something here. It's kind of a way of making up.
Yeah?
Grandpa, you know that sweater you liked?
Yeah.
It'll fit. It stretches.
Well, if it don't stretch little Luke, I'll try and shrink a little.
Luke, here's that knife you liked. It's yours.
Well, thanks. Gosh, a fella could get wore out just opening up all these blades.
And Hansie, you can have the pen and pencil set. It's practically brand new. I haven't written over 2 or 3 words with it.
Well, sometimes it isn't so bad having a little brother.
Kate, here's that swimming suit you was wanting.
Thank you, little Luke. It's,
As soon as I get some more money, I'll get the rest of it. And this is for all of you. If I ever misbehave again, you can use it on me.
Well, little Luke, welcome back to the McCoys. The Real McCoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the Real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he made Kate Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia they came to stay in sunny California. Old Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the Real McCoys.
17 inches from the floor.
Well, they're wearing them shorter again, Kate.
Yeah, it is a beautiful dress.
Thank you. It's a copy of an original Paris copy. I wait till they get marked down to 1995.
Well, I'm having a new party dress, too.
Oh.
I'm making it myself, though. It's this one.
It's a little plain, isn't it?
Well, maybe it is compared to yours.
Kate, do you mind if I'm frank?
Well,
Well, even if you do, I'm going to tell you anyway. You're a pretty girl, and you've got a nice figure, too. I just can't understand why you bury it in a shroud like this.
A shroud?
Just about. You know, Kate, unless a wife wears different things that are maybe more flattering, she gets to look like just another piece of furniture around the house.
Well, you mean something her husband gets used to?
And maybe starts looking at someone else.
Oh, well, Miss Simpson, I haven't got anything to worry about on that score. You know, Luke has never looked at another woman as long as we've been married.
You're lucky.
As long as he likes the things I wear, maybe I should just leave it at that.
Okay, forget I mentioned it, Kate. Listen, is there any place I can look at this hem? I'd like to see if it's the right length.
Well, there's a full-length mirror in my bedroom if you want to check it.
I think I'd better.
Whew, it's hot out there.
There's some lemonade in the icebox, Luke.
Oh, good.
Some ice cream, too.
Oh, I ain't got time for that, sugar babe. I gotta get right back out there. Oh, my.
Mr. McCoy.
What was that?
I just said hello.
Oh, howdy.
How do you like Miss Simpson's dress, Luke?
Well, it'd be right nice when it's finished.
It is finished.
What do you know?
It's called a strapless.
Oh, I see. Yeah, well, yeah, it don't have none of them little straps on it. Yeah, I had noticed that, sugar babe. Well, how are things down at the bank, Miss Simpson?
Luke, I thought you were in such a hurry to get back.
Yeah, how's that, sugar babe?
The lemonade, remember?
Oh, well, it might do me more good to just kind of sit here for a spell.
Luke, if you don't mind, we've got work to do here.
Work? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, it was sure nice seeing you, Miss Simpson. I mean, it was...
Nice seeing you, too, Mr. McCoy.
Oh, yeah, well, bye.
Well, he seemed to have liked the dress, didn't he, Kate?
I really didn't notice. If you were wondering why Luke hung around, that's the way he is. He's just sociable like.
I see.
I assure you, he won't give it a second thought.
Bye again.
Well, now, Kate, I think this is going to be just fine.
Well, where is everybody? Come on, let's get going.
Sure is a beautiful night for the dance.
Yeah.
Oh, what do you got there?
It's a gardenia I got in town for Kate. They pin them on up here like this.
Yeah.
Where's she at, anyways?
I guess she'll be right out. She's probably fussing a little more tonight because she's wearing that new dress.
What new dress is that? Oh, yeah. How'd it come out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I ain't seen it yet.
Yeah?
I think she wants it to be a surprise.
Oh, yeah. I guess you probably seeing as how it's a party dress, she wants to do something a little special on it. Like crocheting cuffs on the sleeves or something.
I'm ready.
Okay, let me finish.
Jingoes!
Hey, McCoy, there's children in this house.
Please, Grandpa.
Sugar babe, what happened to the dress you was going to make?
I made this one instead.
Why, that ain't no dress. That's just a high skirt. I've seen hoochie-coochie dancers with more than that on.
Grandpa, this is one of the latest fashions from Paris.
Well, Kate, we ain't in Paris. We're in the western part of the San Fernando Valley, where a woman's shoulders is something sacred.
Grandpa.
And what's the Reverend going to say when he sees you in a low dress like this and him with a high collar clean up to his chin? And him being a new Reverend, too. What idea is he going to get about the congregation?
What do you say, Luke?
Well, yeah, he says the same thing I do, don't you?
I want to hear Luke speak for himself.
Well, go ahead, speak up, son. Speak up. You got your own mind. Well, it seems to me that ain't the right kind of dress to wear to a church social. Now, you see, Luke thinks the same way I do about it. Now, Kate, I'm going out and pull the car up in front, and you change to another dress, and let's get going. Besides, there wouldn't be no sense in wearing a dress like that out in this night air. You'd just be breathing a case of lumbago.
You don't like the dress, do you, Luke?
Well, the stitching on it's real fine, Sugar Babe. And it fits you good. And the color, it's just right for you. But
I'll change it, Luke.
it's just that you ain't the type.
What type am I, Luke?
Well, you're more of the plainer type.
Plain old Kate, huh?
Well, now, that's not the way I meant it, Sugar Babe.
Well, how did you mean it, Luke?
Well, that dress is all right on some women.
Like Miss Simpson?
Like Miss Simpson, yeah. You see, she's got...
Glamour.
Exactly.
And I haven't.
Well, you're not supposed to have. You see, she's a woman, and you're a wife.
I'm wearing the dress.
You're doing no such a thing. I ain't gonna have you at that dance with all them hot shots ogling you.
Who's outside? What's happening here?
Grandpa, I'm wearing this dress, and I don't want to hear no more about it.
Well, you ain't stepping 1 foot outside this house.
That's right. We ain't leaving.
All right. Then I'll go by myself.
Kate! Leave it be, Luke. She's bluffing.
She's getting in the car. I thought you said she was bluffing.
Don't worry, Luke. She'll be back. She should drive around a little and cool herself off. With that dress on, shouldn't ought to take her too long. Sit yourself down where you look. You're making me nervous.
She's been gone a half hour, Grandpa. Sure taking her a long time to cool off.
Women's has a high boiling point. It takes a while to simmer down.
Grandpa, you don't think she went to the dance like she said?
I don't believe they'd leave her in that dress, Luke. I really don't.
I just hope that she would...
Yeah, what'd I tell you? Here she comes. you just listen to your Grandpa.
Now, Grandpa, let's not be too rough on her.
Of course not. We just got to be sure that she learned a lesson, that's all.
What do you mean?
Hey, set yourself down there, Luke. Now, we got to act just like we know she was coming back all the time. Just don't pay no attention. Back to change your dress, did you?
The one with the little blue collar on ought to be just right.
What are you doing here?
Well, I'm not putting on a dress with a little blue collar.
Peppino, have you been at the dance?
See, they asked me to come home and get my guitar so I can sing for them. Conchita drives me here. You don't look sick to me, Senor Luke.
What do you mean, sick?
Well, that's why Senora Kate said you do not come to the dance.
Is Kate at the dance?
She is the most popular girl there. Everybody wants to dance with Senora Kate.
Grandpa, did you hear that?
I sure did.
Now, I go sing. Guadalajara mundial.
Get out of here. No mood to listen to your Rio Grande shanties. It's pretty tricky of Kate going to that dance.
She said that's where she was going.
Well, that's why she's tricky. A woman's supposed to do the opposite of what she says.
You know, Grandpa, I've been thinking. Maybe we've been wrong about this whole thing.
Now, look. I ain't taking this stand just to be ornery. I guess you never heard about your Aunt Bessie, did you?
Aunt Bessie?
Yeah, that was your Uncle Clyde's wife. Well, she was always dressing up in fancy dresses just like Kate's are wearing now. The fellas are hanging around her all the time, buzzing around like horseflies. Finally, she packed up and run off with one of them. A suspender salesman.
Grandpa. You ain't suggesting that anything like that could happen to Kate.
When you heard what Pepino said.
Oh, that Pepino.
Then how popular Kate was in that dress?
Oh.
And all them fellas?
Yeah, please, Grandpa.
Buzzing around like horseflies?
It just ain't healthy.
Sure ain't, Luke. The only safe thing to do is to go down there and get her and drag her back home.
Not a minute to lose. Let's go.
Thank you very much. It was lovely.
Delightful dance, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I promised to save a dance for all of you.
I'll get you some punch.
Thank you.
What was that remark?
That was no remark. That was just
rough. You're coming home.
I'm doing no such thing.
You know what that fella just said?
What?
Rough.
He there?
Come on. Hey, Luke. Oh, howdy, Reverend. We just holding hands.
enjoy yourselves.
Yeah. Now, Kate, I'm telling you once and for all, I ain't going to have you here in that dress.
I'm staying right here.
Grandpa feels stronger about this than I do.
I don't care what Grandpa feels.
It seems to me like you could at least have some respect for an old man in his declining years.
1, 2. Around. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, that's quite a dance.
I invented it myself. You know, they took the whole state of West Virginia by storm. Well, say, I guess I best get you some punch. After that dance, most people needs a bracer. I'll be right back.
You're just being ridiculous. And I got no intention of going home. And that's my last word.
Here we are.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, that's our dance. Hold these for me, will you, Bob?
Grandpa.
Oh, Luke.
Grandpa, she won't come home.
Who's that, Luke?
Kate, of course.
Oh, yeah. Well, just keep working on it, son.
Look, Grandpa, I know you're just as upset about this as I am.
Oh, terrible upset. See you later.
The thing that's got me worried is the Reverend. I just hope that he ain't noticed Kate's dress too much. Why, he's liable to build a whole sermon around it.
Yeah. Well, good luck to you, boy. Well, there you are.
Oh, thank you.
Would you like to try that dance to music?
Yes, I would.
Good.
Later. This dance is promised.
Oh. Next one, maybe, huh?
You know, we've been talking here, and I don't even know your name.
Oh, my name's McCoy. Amos McCoy.
Oh. How do you do?
How do?
I'm the Reverend's wife.
You Mrs. Reverend?
That's right.
Oh.
Anything wrong?
No, ma'am, nothing at all. Just learning things all the time.
Nice party, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, it's fine, Reverend. Yes, it's fine.
Your wife's created quite a stir here, hasn't she?
Oh, well, I really didn't notice, Reverend.
Just watch her over there.
Look, Reverend, I don't want you to get the wrong impression of us McCoys, seeing as you're new and all. My wife got the whole idea for that dress from some woman that was over at the house last week.
Oh?
Get one of them flashy, fast types. Like that one right over there. Them kind of women, they're nice to look at and all that, but you sure wouldn't want one of them for a wife. You know what I mean? You don't think so? No. And I know you couldn't respect no husband that let his wife go running around looking like that.
I should say not.
Reverend.
McCoy?
Oh, Grandpa, I was just trying to set the Reverend here straight about Kate's dress.
Yeah, say, look, could I speak to you just a minute?
Yeah, well, Grandpa, I didn't want the Reverend to get the idea that Kate was like that other woman we seen when we come in here.
What woman was that, Luke?
Well, that one right out there.
Oh, that's the one we said was charming? You remember? Charming?
Grandpa, we said no such a thing. Why, you said she looked disgraceful.
I said graceful, Luke. Graceful.
Look out. Here she comes.
Could I have my compact?
Oh, certainly.
I'll be back in a minute.
Your wife. Well, I suppose I could change my religion and go to another church.
I hardly think that would be necessary, Luke.
Now, look, Reverend, it really wasn't the boy's fault. It was me that got him riled up. The
Now,
whole thing.
look, let me tell you something. I used to feel just the same as you do. I always insisted that my wife dressed ultra-conservative.
You did, huh?
Then I finally realized that a reverend's wife is just the same as any other woman. They all want to look attractive.
Yeah, I suppose they do.
As a matter of fact, we had a couple of real knockdown, drag-out disagreements, and I finally gave in.
I guess you never had no choice, huh?
Right. But when I saw how people admired her, I began to feel proud. Proud of having a wife that was attractive.
Well, she sure is something. I mean, attractive.
So, Luke, be proud of your wife. Be proud of the fact that you probably have the best-dressed woman at the social. Incidentally, I'm still trying to get a dance with her.
No, Reverend. I got to admit, I never thought about it quite like that.
You know, Reverend,
The Real McCoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the Real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he made Kate Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia they came to stay in sunny California. Old Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the Real McCoys.
gentlemen, as poultrymen, we just have no alternative. To survive, we've got to maintain one price for our eggs. We've got to stick together. And the only way we can do that is form the Valley Co-op Poultry Association. United, we'll stand. Divided, we'll just likely take the worst beating on egg prices imaginable.
Sure makes a lot of sense to me, Grandpa. I don't like it, Luke. I like to run my poultry business the way I see fit. Me and my hens know what our eggs is worth.
Glad to see most of you feel as I do about it. Now, the only thing is, we may have to hold our eggs off the market a little while in order to force the distributors to meet our price. But if you're all agreeable, you just sign your names with Bird over here, and we'll get the ball rolling as soon as possible. All right, meeting's adjourned.
Come on, Grandpa, let's sign up. Not so fast, Luke. I ain't so sure about this.
You know, I'm sure glad you McCoys are going to be with us. I think this is going to do us poultry people in these parts a lot of good.
And I ain't so sure about that.
You're not?
Oh, Grandpa, become Look, I can work my own tongue and I work my own poultry business. I've been a farmer all my life, and I run my business the way I think is best.
Now, Mr. McCoy, nobody's going to tell you how to run your business. We just feel if we all stick together, we'll all benefit more. Oh, excuse me. I hope you're going to be with us, Mr. McCoy.
Let's get in line and sign up, Grandpa. Why are you so gall-darned anxious?
Make your mark, Grandpa. Well, that's a mighty small X.
When I ain't 100% sold on something, I ain't going to sign my name in capital letters.
Well, here we are.
Eggs again.
Hard-boiled, fried, and scrambled. Can't sell our eggs. I guess we're going to have to eat them.
I know I should have never let you talk me into joining that co-op. We've been holding out for 41 cents a dozen for a week, and they still ain't made our price.
Well, it takes time, Grandpa. You just got to be patient.
Eggs, eggs, eggs. We've got crates of them out in the hen house.
To laugh in the face of disaster is a sign of character.
You got a dedicated answer for everything, ain't you?
I'll get it.
I'll get it. You ain't finished your eggs yet.
Oh, gee, Grandpa, you ain't finished yours neither.
I know, but you're a growing boy, and eggs builds bones. I already got mine.
Mr. McCoy.
One and the same.
Harold Donovan, Allied Egg Distributors. My card.
Yeah, that's who it is, all right, Grandpa. Harold Donovan.
Well, it's a nice card you get there. What can I do for you?
Well, you mind if I come in to talk?
Guess so.
A nice day.
Well, we do our best.
Well, I'll get straight to the point. Allied Egg Distributors need eggs badly. I can buy all you people can deliver at 38 cents a dozen.
Well, I'm afraid you come to the wrong place, Mr. Donovan. Nothing personal, you understand, but we're members of the co-op, and we're holding out for 41 cents a dozen.
Not so fast, Luke. 38 cents
Grandpa,
is a lot.
No.
Seems like every poultry man in the area is a co-op member.
Yeah, that's right, Mr. Donovan. We're all in this together.
If I can throw a volume business your way, we supply 3 major hotels in the greater Los Angeles area.
Yeah, I know.
2 restaurant chains.
We heard about that.
2 major airlines.
Yes.
And a brand new booming account, the Humpty Dumpty Frozen Omelet Pizza.
That's a lot of eggs, Luke. Yeah, that's big business.
I'm sorry, Mr. Donovan. We'll stick with the others.
But, Luke, you're biting the knuckles off opportunity. This is a chance to make a fortune.
No. Grandpa, we made a deal, and we'll stick to it. Good day to you, Mr. Donovan.
I was afraid of that. Tell you what. I'll up our price to 38.25 cents a dozen. Now, with that kind of volume, we can guarantee that's a lot of money.
No, we're just
Now, wait a minute. Luke, hotels, restaurants, Humpty Dumpties, that's a lot of eggs. This is a chance to get rich.
Grandpa, like Kate always says, quick money is spoiled money.
You people are always full of sayings, and I'm full of eggs, and I'm getting goddamn tired of them.
No deal, Mr. Donovan. Good day to you, sir.
Mr. Donovan, you ever been showed around the farm before?
Well, yes, I have.
Well, I didn't think you had. I'd be glad to show you around on a sight-looking tour, huh?
Grandpa?
Go eat your hen fruit. Come on. Your grandpa has spoke.
Your eggs are going to be cold and hard as cement. Where's Grandpa?
He's standing right out there on the porch. If I ain't mistaken, he's thinking about making a deal with an egg distributor at 38 1/4.
What? Well, he can't do that. This farm is a co-op member. We promised Mr. Sawyer and the others.
Don't I know that, but you try and explain that to Mr. Stubborn out there. Man started making dollar signs, and Grandpa started buzzing like a horsefly in a shoebox.
You ever seen what the monk against us? Say, that fella sure was glad to be showed around the farm.
Grandpa, who do you think you're fooling? Why, you never even left the porch.
Well, that's the place to see it from, up high.
I suppose you made a deal with him.
Oh, look, you know that you... Now, wait a minute. That's private property.
You did make a deal with him. But I just can't understand how you expect to supply that many eggs every week.
Well, now we got 56 hens, all willing workers.
No, you ain't got 56 hens, Grandpa. You and me, we always split 50-50 on the poultry business on this farm. Half of them layers is mine, and they're members of the co-op. Their eggs sell for 41 cents a dozen or not at all.
But don't you understand, Luke? This is our chance to get rich.
Luke's in the co-op, and he's going to stay there.
That's right.
That firm in your brain?
Yes, it is. Firm.
All right.
Grandpa? Grandpa, a lot of farmers around here are going to be looking down their noses at you.
All right. Let them. At the end of their noses, they'll be seeing a rich man.
Now, don't be too sure about that.
I am sure.
Grandpa, that ain't Marie. That's Loretta. She's always been kind of special to me.
That ain't Loretta. Look at her face. Loretta's pigeon-toed. Now, look, you ain't taking that, though. She stays here with Harriet. They've been friends for years. Now, here's nice little lady you look.
Grandpa, that's lazy Susan. Well, she don't lay enough eggs to pay for her keep.
Can't you think about nothing but money?
Me? Oh, boy. Look, Grandpa, why don't we just forget about this whole thing? In just a week or so, the co-op's going to win, and we'll be sitting pretty.
Nope. Opportunity's knocked on the hen house door, and I opened the door wide. I'll take this one, too.
Look, doggone it, you're taking all the best layers.
Well, look. My girls are still in the game. Yours is sitting on the bench.
Oh.
Now that the fuss is all over, girls, you can get to work.
What are we going to do with all of them?
I know it's tough, Luke, but look, I've just been by the Hendricks place and the Sullivan's place, and they're getting tired eating eggs, too. But if we just hold out a little longer, we're going to get what we're shooting for.
Well, I sure hope so. Now, this is kind of rough to explain to a family, especially in our situation.
Yeah, I know. I heard about your grandfather. But look, you just stick with us, Luke. Why, at the last meeting with the distributors, we were only 2 cents away from getting our price.
I'll do my best.
All right. I'll keep you posted, Luke.
Good, do that. See ya.
Bye.
Surprise, Grandpa's here.
Hi, Grandpa.
Well, come on, smile it up. That ain't no way to greet a man who's bearing gifts. Lamb chops.
Oh, boy!
That's a happy boy in the seat there. And he's going to be happier yet. Because I just got my first money from the Allied Egg people. And I'm taking you all, every one of you, tonight to the movie, see?
Hot dog!
And after the movie, I'm buying you all a nice cream cornucopia with them Jimmy buttons sprinkled all over it.
Wow, wait, this is better than Christmas.
Look at that, Luke, in them buttes.
Yeah, they look nice. But no thanks for me. I'm kind of in an egg mood tonight.
What?
What Luke is trying to tell you, Grandpa, and he's speaking for me, too, We want no part of your ill-gotten gain.
We don't like the money that bought them lamb chops. Well, you'll just have to eat them yourself.
Well, all the darn people, what's biting the hand, what's feeding them?
Well, that's the way we feel about it, Grandpa.
Luke, maybe little Luke could have chops. I mean, there's no point in a child suffering.
A child's health is very important.
Well, now, you don't talk like that when we ask you to brush your teeth.
I'm glad to see somebody around here's got some sense. You'll get the movie and the ice cream, too.
Wow, we.
And, Luke, I tell you what I'm going to do for you. I'm going to take all your hens off your hands.
You're what?
I'm going to buy them from you. I'm going to pay you top price.
Not a chance, Grandpa. No hen of mine is going to work for no wildcat poultry man. And you'll get the same answer from every farmer around here.
Well, now, I'm going to bring layers in from somewhere, I'll tell you that. I got a deal to deliver 50 dozen grade A hens' eggs every week, and I'm going to do it if I have to bring in ducks.
Pepino! Come, Senor Grandpa. ¡Abusados, hombre, que todavía falta! Ya están descansando. ¿Qué pasó? Abusado, hombre, si no lo vamos a morder, eso. Venga acá, Carlos, usted. Agarre esto y póngalo allá a la derecha. ¿Ya está?
Sí, señor Foreman Pepino.
Bueno, eso. Y usted, mire, Rodríguez, póngame en la mano izquierda.
Sí, señor Foreman Pepino.
We have two fine workers here, Senor Grandpa.
Good. Senior Foreman Pepino. He was making 3.
Sí, Senor Boss Grandpa.
Doggone it, Grandpa, what do you think you're doing?
I'm in the egg business, that's what I'm doing. And if them nutheads at the co-op won't sell me hens, I got to bring in out-of-towners.
What, the hen house is jam-packed. What, my hens can't even find a place to sit down.
Well, leave them walk around then. Seeing as how they're unemployed, a little exercise ain't going to kill them.
Half of that hen house is mine, I'll remind you of that. And a lot of your hens is sitting on my half. Now, you just have to find someplace else to keep them.
All right, all right. Leave him upset, you girls. The boy just don't understand big business.
Here, Mac. Come on, Mac. Come here, boy. Hey, you ain't Mac.
Be back now.
Yo, shoot, now, shoot. Go on now, go on. Shoot, 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 shoot. Shoot.
Chickens. Now they're even wandering into my kitchen.
Well, can I help if they want to be friends? Fine way to treat a man that's on his way to being a millionaire.
Millionaire? Why, you haven't got a penny. Why, every cent you make, you use it to buy more chickens.
Well, that's the way Henry Ford done it. You got to put the money back in the bicycle shop. Out of my way, Mr. Co-op. I got a million things to do.
Grandpa, there's something you ought to know.
Look, I ain't got time now. I'm looking for a home for these little ladies.
Grandpa, we won.
Now, look, don't bother me, Luke. You what?
The co-op won.
Oh, Luke, that's wonderful. Did you get the price you was asking?
Well, no, not exactly. We got a penny less. But we got an exclusive contract. We got the whole area sewed up. Hey, look at there.
What'd you see?
Luke McCoy, member Valley Co-op Poultry Association.
Grandpa, you ought to come in with us.
Come in with you?
Well, sure. The gang got the co-op. They're a good bunch. They'll forgive you for what you've been doing.
Forgive me? Now, what in tarnation have I been doing that's so darn terrible wrong? Now, you get this, Mr. Memory. Get it straight. I don't need you, your co-op, your hens, or your darned eggs. I've been doing just dandy, standing on my own 2 feet. You tell him, sweet lips. Now, wait a minute. What do you mean you can't buy my eggs? We made us a deal.
I'm sorry, McCoy. I don't own this company, you know. I only work here, and my bosses have signed a deal exclusively with the Valley Co-op Poultry Association.
Valley Co-op. What's so exclusive about them?
All I can say is I'm sorry.
Oh, sure. You can say you're sorry. That takes care of your end. But what about me? I'm up to my elbows in eggs. I just can't go home and holler to 200 hens. Girls, hold everything. Never you mind, little ladies. I'll find a good home for you yet.
Senor Grandpa.
Yeah?
Well, Senor Grandpa, seeing as how the egg business has slowed to a standstill, the boys would like to get paid off so they can leave.
All right. You get their names and where they live. I'll send it to them. Tell them that in your language.
Senor Grandpa, that's even harder to believe in Spanish than it is in English.
Tell them.
All right. Dice el patrón que le deje la dirección y él les manda la lana.
Yo no dejo dirección, que me paguen ahora mismo.
Págalo luego, yo no tengo confianza en este hijo pescuezo de coco, ¿no?
What'd you say?
It's time to cough up.
What do you figure we still owe the boys, Pepini?
Well, let me see. Trabajaron 4 días, 50 centavos son $4.
Even?
Even.
All right. All right, there's $2 there, and there's 2 and more 4. It's been nice having you with us, boys. Next time you come here, why, we'll see that you get a raise.
Yo no quiero gallina, me pagan ahora mismo. Y los panes en vivo y luego.
What are they jabbering about now?
They do not want to get paid off in chickens. They want cash.
Well, look, if I give them the money, they just throw it away when they get in town. I'm protecting them. They can't spend chickens.
No pagas inmediatamente, voy a traer a mi hermano que te agarra así para que me quite todo el pescuezo.
What do you see?
If they don't pay them now, he's going to bring his big brother. He's going to twist my neck.
All right. I'm really broke, Pepini.
Oh, Senor Grandpa, cheer up. The worst is yet to come.
You're already spreading sunshine, ain't you? Chickens! Fresh eggs! Mother and daughter for $1. Fresh eggs. Chickens. You can run clear back to Plymouth Rock for all I care.
Grandpa, you all right?
Yes, I'm all right.
Here.
Grandpa, you remember Mr. Sawyer here, don't you?
Of course I remember him. Did you bring him out to see an old man laying around in the dirt?
Oh, now, Grandpa, we didn't come out here.
Go ahead, Mr. Sawyer, entitled with hee-haw. And an old jackass like myself will welcome the sound.
Now, Mr. McCoy, we aren't here to...
If I'd have known anything, I'd have packed my bag, found the village, and got myself the job as idiot.
Grandpa, listen, will you?
Now, Mr. McCoy, you just stop it. Stop running yourself down.
Yeah, maybe you better back the car up and do it for me.
Grandpa, now, look, would you lock your tongue behind your tonsils for a minute and listen? Mr. Sawyer come here.
I know why he come here. You going to bring all the members out here to take a look at me? The only living example of an independent failure? Quit waving that sign in front of me. There ain't no amount of fan that's going to cool me down.
I ain't trying to fan you, Grandpa. I'm trying to show you the sign. Amos McCoy and Luke McCoy, members Valley Co-op Poultry Association.
Look, it ain't like you to rub salt. What's your partner's name?
Amos McCoy.
The same ninny the way to get you tied?
The same.
The same selfish knothead that thought he was going to make himself a millionaire while you weren't selling?
The same knothead.
Well, now, if you ain't the forgivenest bunch I ever did see.
Oh, Mr. McCoy, it's not as unselfish as it seems. After all, it's to our advantage. It's in the co-op's interest to have all the top poultry men in with us.
What gets into a man to make him think he can go it alone? Can you just see Teddy Roosevelt going up San Juan Hill all by himself, talking soft to himself and carrying a big stick in his pocket? Well, they'd have brained him. And them pioneer fellas, too, they never come alone. They always had a batch of wagons with them. I just don't know why I done it.
Because sometimes you're an ornery, hard-headed, cantankerous...
That's the answer, Luke. Now that I'm a co-opper, what do you want me to do?
Well, the first thing you better do is take that sign down.
Yeah, I'll do that. Mr. Sawyer, I want to thank you. I want to thank you, too, Luke. Go on, keep going. No bargains here. There's some people that think they can take advantage of a situation.
The Real McCoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Wants you to meet the family known as the Real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he may take Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia they came to stay in sunny California. Old Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the Real McCoys.
Oh, Luke! Hey, Luke! Telegram. Hey, read it.
Collect $3.
I ain't buying no pig in a poke.
Grandpa, it might be something important.
Here, let me see. Luke, take a peek in there and see if you can catch a couple of words. If you see the word money or visit, I ain't accepting it.
We're accepting it.
Now, wait a minute, Luke.
Yeah, just a minute. Here, Peppino, give him the $3. There you are. Oh, wait a minute. Here's 10 cents extra for his trouble.
What's all the excitement?
Telegram.
Yeah. Well, that's from Wheeling, West Virginia.
Wheeling, eh?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Luke. Go on.
We regretfully inform you that your Uncle Wilfred McCoy passed on last night in his sleep.
Uncle Willie.
He has bequeathed his entire estate to you. It will be forwarded immediately along with a copy of that part of his will which concerns you. Smith and Larkin's attorney.
Uncle Willie. My favorite uncle.
My sympathy, Grandpa.
Mine too, Grandpa.
Just in his prime. He wasn't but 94.
He was mighty fond of him, wasn't you, Grandpa?
Yeah, look, he was sort of like a hero to me.
He must have been fond of you, too, Grandpa. Bequeathing everything to you.
Yeah, he did that, didn't he? Not but what it wasn't a poor exchange for the lost Uncle Willie, no matter what it amounted to.
I understand, Grandpa.
Wonder how much cash he had. Poor fella.
You think he was well off?
Well, now that I think of it, Luke, I'd say yes, he was. He had that feed and grain business. They done the land office business there. And out and back, he had the still. And they must have made a lot of money because them income tax fellas is always after him.
Grandpa, do you mean maybe we're going to be rich?
No, maybe about it. Sure thing.
Us rich?
Sure, Kate. A ship finally come in.
Well, what do you know?
You know something, Luke? I'm finally going to get to use that wallet you gave me 10 Christmases ago. Uncle Willie, I hope you don't get the idea we're thinking of ourselves. Because we're only thinking of the happiness you're going to get seeing us enjoy your money.
Well, after 94 years, this is his whole estate. You know, I got an idea that Grandpa's going to be awful let down when he finds out we ain't going to be rich.
Maybe it's for the best, Luke. You know, things happen to families sometimes when they suddenly get a lot of money.
Well, it looks like we're safe. One of them inheritances that's long on sentiment and short on cash. I just wish there was some way that we could break it to him gentle-like.
Hi.
Grandpa?
Well, I just priced them power cultivators in town. They don't cost but $400.
Oh? Is that all?
I give Mac a $1 deposit on one of them and told him we'd pick it up just as soon as Uncle Willie's bequeathment got here.
It did, Grandpa.
It did?
Yeah. In a crate.
In a crate? Well, holy smoke. Now, that's what I call real money when they has to send it in a crate. Where's it at? I'd like to wait around it in a while before I count it.
Grandpa, it ain't money.
It ain't? Stocks and bonds. Well, a crate of them ain't too bad, neither. What's this junk?
That's what Uncle Willie bequeathed to you, Grandpa.
This everything? No money?
No money.
Just junk?
Yeah.
Them income tax fellas must have caught up with Uncle Willie all right.
Well, I knowed it'd hit him hard.
Maybe it's for the best, Luke.
Oh, for gosh sake, Kate, will you stop always looking at the bright side of things? Not getting money's never for the best.
Wondered if you might like a bite.
What are they doing out there?
Can't you see they're looking at the furniture? And they're real interested, too.
Grandpa, you ain't thinking of selling that furniture.
And why not?
You don't sell something somebody wills to you. It's a gift, sort of a remembrance.
I ain't going to sell all of it. I'm going to keep the crate for the remembrance.
Grandpa, maybe they ain't even thinking of buying that stuff.
Of course they are, Luke. I can tell by the way they're looking at it. You just leave them play with the bait just a little while longer.
You sure got this down to a science, ain't you?
Yeah. Them just the kind of customers I like, too. Little old ladies with nothing to do but spend their money.
We haven't had any pieces like this in our shop for the last 10 years. 1840 at the very latest.
I wonder if the people here are aware of it.
Well, I'm sure we'll find out very soon, dear. They're probably watching from the window right now. Just be patient.
Keep back, Luke. I don't want them to see us. Might give them the idea that we was anxious.
When are you going out there, Grandpa?
I just want to get them good and hooked. You know, this is like catfishing, you know.
I'd say this table was worth $150 to us, wouldn't you, dear?
Just about. And that chest.
Maybe 150, and that chair, 100. I'm sure we could get double that for you.
Do you know how much you're going to ask, Grandpa?
Top dollar. $10 for the table, $10 for the chest, and $5 for the chair. I ain't about to give him nothing away.
You're asking the limit, all right.
It's about time to reel him in, Luke.
I'll go along and help you with the cellar.
Now, this is a one-man job. See, I just sort of amble out on the porch like I never knew they was there, see? How'd you do? I never knowed we had two charming ladies out here in the front lawn.
The personality type. My friend and I, we are just driving by, and we were curious about this furniture.
Oh, yeah.
We just have to stop. I hope you don't mind.
Oh, no, ma'am, not at all. You ladies look like the type that would have an eye for treasures like this.
They are interesting pieces.
Imported. All the way from West Virginia.
Mr.
McCoy, Amos McCoy.
Do you, by any chance, know anything about this furniture?
Well, now, I'm glad you asked me that. Yes, ma'am. This table here and that chair is Teddy Roosevelt's own personal furniture. That's how far back it goes. He done most of his writing on this table here.
You don't mean to say.
Yes, and them the packs. That's where he put his feet. Seeing as how he's a rough rider, I guess he had his spurs on most of the time.
Mr. McCoy, is this furniture for sale by any chance?
Well, now, it just happens it is. But I gotta warn you, it ain't cheap.
We wouldn't expect it to be. How much is it?
Well, the whole lot would cost you $25. Well, I know you'd think that was high, but when you get old Teddy's feet on something, that runs the price up.
I just can't resist it, Phil.
I think we'll take it.
Do you have change of 30?
I can get it for you right quick. I'll load this for you just as soon as it come out. Nailed him.
The one thing I don't like about this antique business, Hortense, it makes us just like animals in the jungle.
I guess that does it.
Thank you, Mr. McCoy. I was just wondering, do you expect to have any more furniture that you would like to sell?
Any more?
Well, I was just asking.
You mean you'd be interested in buying some more?
Mm-hmm.
Well, now that you mention it, yes, we are expecting a few more shipments.
Grandpa?
I wouldn't say it was Teddy Roosevelt stuff, but it might be as far back as Grovey Cleveland.
We'd love to see it when it comes in. I'll just write my telephone number now.
Well, Grandpa, I can't for the life of me think where...
Get the lady's telephone number.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Grandpa, I've been racking my brain, and I tell you, I just don't know
worry
where...
about it, Luke.
We must be running along now. Be sure and let us know.
Don't worry. We'll be in touch with you.
Bye. Grandpa, how can you tell them that we're expecting to get more furniture in? You know we ain't got no more relatives in failing health.
Well, I never said that, Luke. You don't have to have that kind of stuff willed to you.
What?
How much money we got in the cookie jar?
Well, about $60, I think.
That $25 I got from them, why, you know, Luke, there's farmers all over this valley. You get all kinds of junk like that. They sell it to us for song. We got the customers, them two old ladies. And that's the important thing.
What, you mean we're going to spend all our money and go into the furniture selling business?
Why, sure, Luke. The way I handle them old ladies, why, it was just a crying shame to leave a brain like mine lie fallow.
What you and Grandpa are doing is just a crime.
Oh, now, Sugar Babe.
But holding a public auction right here in our own front lawn. I just can't believe it, Luke.
Oh, you're just being picky. You see, me and Grandpa, we bought so much stuff, we figured it might be more than them two little old ladies could handle. There's likely to be more people driving by here just like they was. We're hoping for quite a crowd.
spent the last cent, Luke. Get the whole load for $32.
The last cent.
Hey, give me a hand, will you, Luke?
Yeah, Grandpa.
We didn't want to start things going till you got here.
Oh, thank you.
We saved these 2 seats for you so you can see real good.
There ain't many folks as we expected, but that's better for you. See, that cuts down on the bidding. Lot number 1, Luke.
Right.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I feel I ought to tell you this. Like all old and valuable pieces, some of them has what they call minor flaws in them. Now, this don't hurt the value made for. Now, let's see what minor flaw this here has. Oh, why, this so minor I hardly noticed it. There's a leg missing. A broom handle will fix it as good as new. Now, ladies and gentlemen, what am I bid for this priceless piece?
Just a nod will do it. Anybody care to nod?
How about 3? That ain't but $1 a leg. How much we pay for it, Luke? Who'll say 55 cents? Nobody? Better set it aside, Luke. We'll sell it to some museum. Right. Lot number 2 coming up.
Hey, here's lot number 2. It's a mirror.
Yeah, you ladies ought to be interested in this. How much am I bidding?
Ladies, I'd like to call your attention to the fine workmanship in this mirror.
Now, that just proves to you I ain't lying when I say we got real old pieces. Excuse me, sir, but you're going to miss a lot of bargains. You leave now. Lot number 3, Luke, on the double. Folks, we got some wonderful merchandise, and I'd hate to have you miss any of it.
Lot number 3.
Now, I'll bet that you wish many times you had something like this hanging up in your living room. A genuine dead deer. Come on, somebody want to start it? Anybody? Come on, anybody? Anybody start it? Nobody? Luke, I guess you better put it aside. Lot number 4. Quarter? Better get lot 28, Luke. What did he bid? Lot number 64. This is nice. I'd leave it go real cheap. It's something you can always use.
I don't think so. Thank you.
I think I'll buy that for $3. I always wanted to have one of them.
Well, thank you for coming anyways.
Thanks to you.
Chris, you forgot to give him that letter.
Oh, I'd better.
Every cent.
Well, Grandpa, it's all over and done with. I guess we'll just put it down to experience.
I guess this is what happens when you try to take advantage of somebody.
Yeah, well, there's another lesson goes along with that, too. You're going to take advantage of someone doing your own business. Something you know something about.
May we come in?
Oh, sure. Certainly. Come right in, ladies.
Mr. McCoy, here's a letter we found in the chest the other day. It's addressed to you.
Oh, for me? Maybe it's something important.
It's from Smith and Larkin, attorneys.
Oh, them's the lawyers that sent us a telegram. They said they was going to forward the will.
Oh, that's about that furniture.
Sorry we couldn't buy anything, Mr. McCoy.
I'm glad you didn't. There wasn't nothing but a bunch of junk out there.
Well, the fact is we...
And them furniture pieces you bought the other day. Why, I lied to you about them. Teddy Roosevelt wasn't within 1,000 miles of them. And I told you all them things just so as I could cheat you.
But we'll make good on them, won't we, Grandpa?
We sure will. If you want to return them, we'll give you your money back. At least, wise, I owe you.
Well, we...
Don't leave it bother you. Taking them back is the least I can do.
Mr. McCoy, I think we may have something to tell you, haven't we, dear?
Mr. McCoy, we're in the antique business.
That's right. We've had a shop for years.
Unfortunately, it's the kind of business where dog eats dog. Well, the truth is you didn't cheat us. We cheated you.
But you paid $25 for that furniture.
Yes, but we would have paid at least $400 for those pieces if we had to.
$400?
$400? I wonder if Uncle Willie knew.
They're antiques. Now, I haven't talked this over with my partner yet, but I'm sure she'll agree. We'll either give you the furniture back, or if you want to, we'll pay you $400 for it.
Grandpa, did you hear that? I won't sell for a cent less than 410.
Oh, for Pete's sake, Grandpa, will you stop being so piggish? We'll get back all our money that we paid for that junk out there and a whole lot more besides.
I say 410.
When a man's pig-headed, there just ain't nothing you can do about it.
Grandpa.
Not now, Kate. Now, if
Grandpa, this is all about you.
Later, Kate. Now, I think we could...
You might want to hear this.
What is it, Sugar?
Now, Kate.
To my nephew, Amos McCoy, I leave the only things I have left. My few pieces of furniture.
You're fine. Now, ladies, as long as we're in the middle of business dealing...
I don't know if it's worth anything as furniture, but it might be worth something as a remembrance.
Yeah, well, that's a mighty nice thought. Now, getting back to brass tacks.
The chair is where I used to sit and hold little Amos on my lap when he wasn't but knee-high to a grasshopper and tell him yarns about hunting and fishing and all like that.
Yeah, you're mighty interesting, too. You sure had a knack for telling him. You always sat in that same chair.
The table was where I learned Amos how to draw all kinds of pictures. He was pretty good at it, too. And the chest,
Yeah, the chest. The chest, that's where he used to let me store my slingshot and my fish lines and all that junk. Sure do bring back pleasant memories. Oh, ladies, if it's all the same to you and you ain't got no objections, I'd like to have that furniture back to keep.
Of course. We'll be getting along.
I got your phone number. I'll call you up and make an appointment to pick up the stuff.
Oh, that'll be just fine.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Fine animals of the jungle we are.
Pussycats.
Grandpa, I think this is the way Uncle Willie meant it to be. And that furniture's going to fit in here just perfect.
Yeah. You sure recall a lot of pleasant memories. You know something, Luke?
What's that, Grandpa?
When my day comes, these pieces will all go to you and Kate.
Oh, now, Grandpa, let's not talk about nothing like that.
But there's just one thing. I don't know if that furniture's going to last another 50 years.
The Real McCoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the Real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he may take Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia they came to stay in sunny California. Hey, old Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the real McCoys.
I never had such dirty hands.
Oh, pass the towel. Here's towel, Luke.
There's one thing I hate. It's cleaning smudge pots.
What do we have to do it, Senor Grandpa?
Because I'm a fussy housekeeper.
Get that, will you, Peppino?
Okay. Look what you done to the towel there, Luke.
Hi.
Hello.
I'm sorry. I'm Orville McCoy.
I am Peppino.
Yeah. And I was looking for my kinfolks.
Oh, a relative from Smoky Corners, West Virginia?
Yeah, except I've been traveling a lot lately, though. Wood floors. Mighty fancy.
I'll tell Senor Grandpa you're here. He'll be very happy. He loves his family almost as if they were friends. You'll excuse me. Senor Grandpa, I got good news for you.
Yeah?
You have a visitor, one of your own family.
My own family?
Senor Orval McCoy.
Orville? Oh, no.
Cousin Awful Orville? He get way out here.
I don't know, but we got to see to it. He keeps on going.
Senor Grandpa, this is your own cousin?
Second cousin. Complete removed. And that means as far away as we can get from him.
I don't understand. He seems so nice.
See, Peppino, there's something you don't know about Orville. He's a jinx.
What's that?
Bad luck. No matter where he goes or what he does, he's a jinx.
I guess it's something he was born with.
And now you go on out there and you tell him we ain't home. And if you know what's good for you, don't shake hands with him.
Now you tell me. How do you like that? When you're a busy man like I am in a big hacienda like this, you forget little things like people who are here, who are not.
You mean Cousin Amos ain't here? Well, where is he?
Well, you can try sending Senor Grandpa McCoy a letter to Guadalajara. I don't think he'll get it because I don't think he's going there.
Peppino, what's going on?
This is my sister Catalina. You try Guadalajara.
What are you doing?
Well, I tried.
I'm Kate McCoy. Can I help you?
Well, I'm Orville McCoy, and I'm looking for my cousin Amos McCoy.
Well, that's Grandpa. He'll be right glad to see you. Grandpa?
I don't think he's going to hear you.
Grandpa? Grandpa, come on out. Your cousin Orville's here. Well, what's the matter with you? Cousin Orville is here.
Well, I might as well get it over with. Did you call me, Kate? Oh, Cousin Orville. This is a surprise. Why didn't you tell me my cousin Orville was here?
Grandpa, you said I was...
That'll be enough out of you.
Oh, I'm glad to see you, Cousin Amos.
Well, you know my grandson, Luke.
Oh, how are you, Luke?
This is my wife, Kate.
This is real pleasant of you to stop off a few minutes and say hello. You leave us know where you are, no matter how far away you get.
Grandpa, Cousin Orville's not leaving. He just got here.
Well, sugar, babe, there's something I forgot to tell you.
Well, tell me later. Cousin Orville, you look like you've had a long, dusty trip. What you need is a hot meal.
I'll go along with that. Make him up some sandwiches so he can have a midnight snack on the road.
Grandpa!
Oh, that's all right, Cousin Kate. I understand.
Understand what?
Well, see, when I'm around, I'm considered like sort of a jinx.
Well, I never heard of such a thing.
Yeah, well, it's true. See, ever since I was born, and no matter what happens, if a mule breaks his leg, or the river floods, or the cows go dry, they blame it on me.
So you see, Kate, we can't take a chance.
See, I'd figured that if I got far enough away from home, see, to a new place, that I'd just keep on going.
Wait a minute, Cousin Orville. Now, you stay right here. Grandpa, Luke, I want to talk to you.
Now, look, Kate.
Excuse me a minute. I'll be right back.
Sugar, baby.
In the kitchen. I want to talk to you both of you.
Yes, he explained to you.
I don't want him to hear. Just go. I just can't believe what my ears is hearing. You practically ordering a blood relative out of this house.
Well, you hear what he said, Kate.
Grandpa, you don't mean to tell me you believe all that superstitious nonsense, do you?
Well, now, if I got to answer, yes. Now, look, Kate, we don't mean no harm to the boy, but you don't know the things that can happen when folks get mixed up with this fella.
Talk. That's all it is talk.
Well...
And you're not going to throw that man out.
Kate, we'll be taking an awful chance with Orville.
That's ridiculous, Luke. Besides, you was talking about hiring an extra man.
Oh, now, Sugar Babe.
But you need somebody to help with the harvesting and the other chores.
Well, where are we going to put him up?
In the barn with Peppino. There's plenty of room.
Well, all right.
Admit it, Grandpa. You do feel better about letting him stay, don't you?
I don't know how I feel. I'll tell you one thing. The first bonfire disaster, and out he goes.
Gee whiz, Bessie. You've broken your record already. Boy.
Hi, Cousin Little Luke.
Oh, hi, Cousin Orville.
Need somebody to spell you for a while?
No. Well, it ain't kind of your bad luck or anything like that.
Well, I'm glad to hear you say that.
Yeah, I haven't gone far enough in school to learn about superstitions yet. It's just that, well, Bessie's kind of a one-man cow. I'm the only one who can milk her.
Well, you don't have to worry none about that. Me and animals get along just fine.
Now, Cousin Orville! Cousin Orville!
Oh, Cousin Little Luke.
My ears!
Well, Peppino, how you doing with the duck pond?
Sure. Senor Grandpa, give me a hand, please. Senor Grandpa, I will be much happier if we eat the ducks and forget about the pond.
Well, I guess there is a lot of digging to be done, and maybe you need a little help.
That's what I've been trying to tell you for a long time. Momento. Who are you thinking of for this help?
Well, I just seen over, and he said that little Luke had just done with the milking. You know, they never got but one pail of milk today. Anyways, I told Orville he could come over here and help you with the digging.
You mean Cousin Orville will be in that hole with me?
As soon as he gets his pick, he'll be down there swinging.
Senor Grandpa, not that I believe in jinxes, or...
Are you worried about Orville swinging the pick and back of you?
Well, no, but mostly yes. Grandpa, these things that happen when he's around, do they really happen?
Oh, Peppino, that's a lot of hogwash. That's superstition, like Kate said. Leastwise, I never talked to none of the survivors. If there is any. Well, I got work to do.
Peppino! I'm ready. Well, let's get in the hole and start swinging.
Senor, it's a small hole. It will be crowded. Besides, you're a relative. You should have your own hole to dig in.
Well, that's very considerate of you, but I ain't fussy, see? I wouldn't want Cousin Amos to think I was no lazy bones.
Well, no. I'll do the digging, and you do the watching. Yeah, why don't you sit down? Look, no sense in both of us getting tired.
I know, I don't...
Oh, no. It's just that... Well, wasn't you supposed to be helping Peppino?
Oh, yeah, well, that's before he fell in that hole.
Hold it, Orville. Peppino fell in a hole?
Yeah. Lucky I was there to pull him out.
Oh? You was there?
Right smack dab behind him.
Hold it, Orville.
But he's perfectly all right.
In whose opinion?
He wouldn't have drove himself all the way into town if he hadn't been all right, now would he?
Oh, yeah, that's different.
Yeah. He'll be back when he gets the iodine.
Hold it, Orville. What iodine?
Cousin Little Luke.
What for?
For his ears. The top of which got skinned when that pail fell down around his head.
By any chance, was you there when it happened?
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah, well, I think that'll be all the fencing that we'll do today.
Yeah, but Dick, I never drove one single fence post.
Well, you see, this is just the wrong time of the day for it.
You're just making excuses.
Oh, no,
You're worried
Orville. No,
about me. You're worried.
It ain't that at all, Orville. It's just that, well, it's just that it's awful hot out here, you see, and I was starting to get a little thirsty, and I thought I'd come over and have myself a nice, cool drink. That's all. All my life, and I never caught myself before. I tell you, Kate, we just got to do something about Orville before he bad lucks all of us right into the county hospital.
Right.
My ears are still ringing from that.
Stop this instant. That's the trouble. You're all so worried about Orville bringing you bad luck that you ain't watching what you're doing. It's all your own fault. And from now on, I don't want to hear nobody blaming Orville for something that he didn't do.
What happened to your finger?
Orville was there, but he didn't have nothing to do with it. I was fretting over what he was doing, and I got careless like the rest of you and burned my finger.
Well, for a fellow who ain't responsible, there's sure a lot of damage being done.
You gotta stop talking that way and start helping. He's a fine, sweet, wouldn't hurt a fly kind of man. And he deserves a chance just like everybody else.
How'd it go?
Everybody's fine.
Everything all right?
I ain't noticed any typhoons or earthquakes. Of course, I ain't looked out the window lately.
Luke, you was with Orville this morning. You got any accidents to report?
Nothing happened, and Orville was a big help.
Luke?
Nothing happened, and Orville was a big help.
A big help in the barn, too, with the milking and the mopping. You should have seen him digging that hole. Fat, like if it was for his mother-in-law.
Well, I never thought I'd admit I was wrong in public, but I was sure wrong about Orville.
Oh, Grandpa, I'm proud to see you got the courage to change your mind.
Well, I ain't only going to change my mind. I want to give the boy a chance to work right along with us without no ifs, ands, or buts.
Oh, I'm so happy.
Hi, everybody.
Oh, Orville. Orville, Grandpa's got something he wants to tell you. Wait till you hear. And, Grandpa, I'm going out in the kitchen and bake 4 apple pies. Each one of them for you personal.
Orville, everything's working out just fine.
It is?
Yes, and from now on, you're just like the rest of us. We're all going to work together, shoulder to shoulder.
Just like one of the family.
You'll be as important as I am.
Oh, I don't know how to thank you.
Well, don't bother. And now today, we're going down and dynamite them tree stumps down in the south corners.
We're going to be working with dynamite?
Senor Orval, too?
Well, it's a 4-man job.
I'm glad I'm a child. Senor Grandpa, I just remembered something very important. I have a date in Tijuana starting right now.
You stay right where you're at.
Well, Grandpa, it might be too soon to dynamite them stumps. I mean, maybe we ought to let them roots rotten up just a little more.
Now, what's going on around here?
I'll tell you. Cousin Amos. They're afraid to be alone with me and a box of dynamite.
But why? They said everything went fine this morning.
Yeah, well, it didn't. Little Luke got a head full of pail, and Big Luke conked himself in the head with a water jug, and Peppino fell in a hole. Cousin Kate burned her finger. I never was in such miserable good form.
The least I can say is there ain't going to be no dynamite.
No, I wouldn't let you see anyway, even if you wanted to. I'm just a born jinx, and don't seem to be no way I can fight it. So I guess I better leave.
Orville, we was hoping things would work out.
Oh, yeah, well, thank you, Luke.
I'm afraid this thing is bigger than all of us.
Yeah, well, I got to go pack, see, and... Well, I thank all of you. And will you say goodbye to Cousin Kate for me? She's a nice lady.
Luke, you tell Kate about this when you see her, huh?
What about you telling her?
You think I'm scared? Well, it just so happens I get business in town.
What business, Grandpa?
Well, I'll think of something. Me too. Guys, I'll be kind of munching some of them 4 pies that you...
They all burned up. Black as some people's hearts, I know.
Oh, now, sugar babe, we didn't throw Orville out. He throwed himself out.
Kate, we couldn't keep him here. He has enough hard luck stored up in him to contaminate the whole San Fernando Valley.
So, we was all just careless. But I'm going to be even worse luck than Orville. Because I got a feeling that I'm going to ruin the supper tonight, too.
Oh, now, Kate, now that...
And you might be jinxed, too, Luke. You just might end up sleeping in the barn.
It'll be kind of lonely for him out there on the road tonight.
It'll be lonelier for me in the barn.
Would you like to go for a drive, Luke?
You mean look for Orville?
No, I ain't saying to go look for him. I ain't saying we won't go look for him. We just drive slow and keep our eye peeled to the side of the road.
I'll get our jackets.
Hope nothing's happened to the boy.
Ain't moving a muscle. Hi, Orville.
What are you two doing here?
We come to take you back home, Orville.
I just don't see no point in it.
Now, Orville, no McCoy was ever known to leave another McCoy sleep out in the woods like some tramp. We'd spread some nice fresh straw in the barn so you can sleep there. And then we can talk this thing all over in the morning.
But I just don't want to cause nobody any trouble.
Orville, you're coming back with us.
You're taking an awful chance.
That's a lot of foolishness, Orville. After all, what kind of a disaster could happen in just one night?
Fire! Help! Somebody! Help! Help! Fire! Help! Fire! Please! Help! Fire! Amos! Luke! Help! Fire! Help!
Where, Orville? Where, Orville? Where?
What is it, Orville?
Oh, my.
I think it's out now, but I told you not to bring me back. I told you something awful would happen.
Oh, Orville, don't say things like that.
Nobody's blaming you, son.
But, Grandpa, it was them smudge pots.
Yeah, that gall-darn Pepina, that's what it was.
Call me?
Where you been?
I went to town to see Conchita for the
I
bar.
thought I told you to always put them out before you put them back here in the barn.
Well, I thought I did, senor.
You thought. Don't you know them things will smolder and smolder for hours and suddenly burst into flame if you don't put them out right in the first place?
I'm sorry, senor Grandpa.
Sorry, he says.
Why, this dynamite wasn't but 2 feet away from them smudge pots.
Oh, Lou!
Yeah, it's a lucky thing you was asleep in here, Orville.
Oh, I'll say, this much dynamite, we could have all been killed. I ain't fooling.
Grandpa, do you realize what you just said?
What?
You said it was a lucky thing that Orville was here.
What it was?
Don't you see? Maybe his luck has changed.
Hey, that's right, sugar babe. Yeah, Orville, you wasn't bad luck, you was good luck.
Well, I just happened to be sniffing at the time, and I sniffed smoke. That's all.
Well, now, your sniffing probably saved all our lives. And if you ask me, I'd say you unjinxed yourself.
Unjinxed? Well, you mean just on account of a little thing like that?
Oh, Orville, I wouldn't call what you did a little thing.
No, sir. Saving a whole family from being wiped out. There ain't nothing little about that.
You think maybe that I'm all right now?
There ain't no question about it.
Gosh.
It's a good feeling, ain't it?
I feel almost like a regular person.
You got a right to feel that way, too. You're just as regular as anybody else.
I am?
Orville, you're just as good as the next fella.
I am.
Come on, Orville. Come on up to the house. I'll fix you some tea.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
I think I'll have some tea,
You stay here, you ninny. See, it worked out just the way we figured it.
Peppino, you set them smudge pots a smoldering at just the right time.
I think that Senor Orwell is going to be a very happy man now.
You know, all this business about jinxing and all that stuff. I'm sure glad I got rid of my superstition. Knock wood. The Real McCoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the Real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he made Kate Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia, they came to stay in sunny California. Old Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the Real McCoys.
Well, George, by this time next week, I expect to be down at Depot to see me off, huh?
Why, you going someplace, Amos?
You know darn well I'll be leaving for the large convention in San Francisco.
Well, I wouldn't start packing yet. You got to be elected first.
That's right, Grandpa. George here's running for delegate, too.
Yeah, so's that new member, Willis Butterfield.
Oh, shucks, that's just to make it legal. When the running's over, I'll have the votes and they'll have the exercise.
Now, Grandpa, that's no way to talk.
Oh, let him alone, Kate. That's the only way he knows how to talk, through his hat.
Now, don't you two start squabbling.
Well, this is going to take some deciding. You're both good men. I ain't rightly sure who I'm going to vote for.
I ain't going to try to influence you, Luke. I ain't going to point out that you're my own flesh and blood and that I practically raised you. Well, this fella here is nothing but a stranger.
Well, thanks for not pointing it out, Amos.
Now, I sure hope this campaign ain't going to cause no trouble between you two.
Don't worry about that, Kate. When it comes to choosing a delegate, there ain't going to be no campaigning for votes because it's against law's rules. Is that right, George?
Yeah, that's right, Amos. Yeah, this is one time there ain't going to be no tricks, no shenanigans, and no cheap politicking. And may the best man win. And that'll
be me. George don't seem to want none, Kate. She sure does.
Thank you, Luke.
You should have tried some, George. You don't know what you're missing. Yeah, of course, now I couldn't sell them to everybody at this price, but seeing as how we're both knights of the Mystic Nile.
You can fetch me in another crate of them, Peppino. Can't afford not to buy eggs as long as I can get them for 19 cents a dozen.
19 cents? Well, Senor Grandpa, it cost us more than that just to feed.
You heard what my good friend said. Fetch another case for Brother Sam.
Okay?
I guess you heard I was nominated for delegate to go to the convention, didn't you?
Well, you can count on my vote, Brother Amos. Leastwise, as long as I can get eggs at this price.
Now, wait a minute. This ain't no bribery or nothing.
Oh, of course not.
Funny thing, though, how you want them dropped out of the egg market just at election time.
Howdy, Brother Merle.
Brother George.
Say, Merle. You know the election's coming up, and I'm running for delegate.
Uh-huh.
Say, Merle, them plums of yours are the finest plums I ever did see. I'll take 2 pounds, old friend.
If it ain't George McMichael. Howdy, Brother Moore.
Brother Amos.
I'm just buying some plums here.
Plums? Well, I thought you said you always busted out in hives when you had plums.
Well, yeah, I did, but, a fella's got to put up a little fight, you know. Like they say, you got to get back on the horse again.
I suppose you know what you're doing.
There, George.
Thank you. What you been doing lately, Amos?
Oh, nothing much, George. Sort of sticking close to the house.
38 cents, George.
38 cents, yep. There you are.
Thank you.
Oh, don't mention it. I always like to give my business to my friends. Amos, going my way?
Which way you going, George?
That way.
You know, I was going down this way ways. I'll see you, George. Say, Merle, I'll take a couple pounds of them plums.
George just took 2 pounds.
I'll take 3 of them.
Well, I got them all ready for you.
You have? I guess you knowed I had a hankering for plums, huh?
That's good. Mighty good, Merle.
Howdy, friend. Howdy. How about a couple of jugs of homemade cider?
Well, that's what I stopped for.
Well, it ain't but 50 cents a jug.
Yeah. You're Amos McCoy, ain't you?
Yeah. Do we know each other?
Well, I know you from being at the meetings of the Mystic Nile.
Oh. Say about this cider now. I get a special price for large members. It ain't but 25 cents a jug.
Oh, that won't be necessary.
Well, yeah, that's all right. That is, I mean that there's just as much brotherly love in cider as there is in anything else.
Well, that's mighty nice of you.
And say, I'd like for you to have a cigar, brother.
Butterfield. Willis Butterfield.
You know, that name kind of rings a bell with me.
Maybe that's because I was nominated delegate, too.
You were delegate, too?
Yeah. Well, thank you for the cider and the cigar.
Congratulations.
I want them good. I beat old George by a landslide.
Well, now, Grandpa wasn't exactly a landslide. George got 50 votes to Grandpa's 55.
Well, when rocks are falling on your head, it don't make no difference what they weigh. The results is the same.
Yeah, boy, I sure envy you getting to go to San Francisco.
Sightseeing trips to the Golden Gate Bridge and Fisherman's Wharf.
Yeah, now whooping and hollering and keeping Indians an hour.
Can I come in?
Oh, sure, George.
Come on in, George. You ain't going to demand a recount, are you?
Grandpa, what a thing to say.
No, Amos, I just dropped by to congratulate you.
No hard feelings?
No. Sometimes a man don't mind losing an election. Maybe it's better than feeling guilty about the way he would have won it.
Now, wait a minute, George. You ain't a-saying...
Now, wait a minute, Grandpa. George was just supposing.
Yeah. Well, anyways, Amos, I want you to know that when the lodge members elected you delegate, they made the best choice.
Thank you, George.
Well, I gotta be going. Take care of yourself, Amos. Enjoy the visit.
George.
So long, Bye, George.
Thanks for stopping.
Bye, Luke.
Bye.
Good night, George.
Thanks for stopping by.
Good night. George sure is a prince of a fella. You gotta admit, Grandpa, if you was in his place, you wouldn't be such a good loser.
Yeah, that's because I ain't had as much practice.
Congratulations, Senor Grandpa.
Thank you, Peter.
Pepina, how did you know Grandpa won the election?
Well, how could he lose?
Well, now, wait a minute. It was pretty close. George got 50 votes to Grandpa's 55.
He did. Well, Chihuahua, I don't understand. Who would vote against Senor Grandpa after all the stuff we bought and gave away?
What are you talking about, Pepino?
Pepina, ain't it after your bedtime?
Well, thanks for reminding me, Senor Grandpa. I have to get up early tomorrow morning to take the tractor to Senor Clark, like you promised him. Good night.
Good night, Pepino.
Go ahead. Get it over with.
I ain't gonna say a word.
Neither am I.
Well, that's three of us. I'm going to bed.
Well, I don't see how you could sleep after what you've done.
Practically bribing them men to vote for you.
You mean to tell me that you think I won that election by cheating?
Yes.
Okay, but you remember this. No matter how bad a thing looks, there's always a reason for it.
Well, all right. What's your reason?
I don't know, but I'll have one by the time I come back from San Francisco. Hey, Luke. Got a letter from the lodge.
How do you know it's from the lodge?
Well, he's a signature on there, see? I know I can't read words, but I was all as good as signatures. Probably all about my trip, huh?
Let's see here. Yeah, that's what it is,
Yeah.
all right. Yeah. Enclosed, you will find your round-trip railroad ticket. Well,
I always wanted to ride on the train.
also enclosed is hotel reservation for one single room and bath.
Well, just think of that, a boarding in one of them highfalutin city-fied hotels.
They sure take care of everything.
Just think of that, living first class and eating the high off the hog.
Please forward your check in the amount of $50 to cover these expenses.
What? Grandpa, I didn't know you had to pay for your own trip.
Well, I guess it was just never brung up.
Well, I thought the lodge was supposed to take care of things like this.
Well, that's what we thought, Grandpa, but looks like we had the wrong idea.
Well, now, that ain't going to stop me. I'm going anyways. I was elected delegate to San Francisco, and that's where I'm going. I pay my own way. How much money we got in the cookie jar?
As of this morning, $3.80.
$3.80? Who's been digging in there?
You have. We had over $70 in there before you started campaigning.
When you start buying a quart of wood and 3 bushels of beans
And cigars and a dog.
Oh, that's enough. It's like living with a couple of bookkeepers.
Grandpa, we'd help you if we could.
I got an idea. Say, Kate, you know that $2 you're putting in the bank every week at the Christmas Club?
Oh, no, sir.
Now, I ain't talking to you.
Well, I'm talking to you. You ain't going to get your hands on Kate's Christmas money.
Well, all right. If that's the kind of Christmas spirit you got. Take it easy, Pepina. I wouldn't want nothing to happen to that lamp.
What else could happen to it? Grandpa, you really think somebody will buy all this junk?
Well, if you keep on talking the way you're talking, nobody's going to buy nothing.
Oh, take this quilt. It's got a big hole in it.
Now, that's the beauty part, you see. In the summertime, when the weather's hot, that hole leaves the air come in.
In the wintertime, when the weather is cold?
Well, you just move over to the other side. Pepina, you got to learn to talk about the good points of these things.
Well, I'll try.
Now, you take this fine old saddle here. You ought to be able to say a lot of good things about it.
Maybe we can sell it to a camel. I don't think it'll fit anything else.
Now, there you go again. Look, with this fine hand-tooled saddle, ought to bring at least $10 or $15.
I wouldn't give you 10 or 15 pesos.
What a fine salesman you turned out to be. Why, you're just pitiful. That's what you are, pitiful.
Grandpa, I don't think you're going to raise no money selling that. Kate's been looking all over the house for this coffee pot.
We've been using that? Well, now, don't that beat all that?
The clock. Grandpa, you wasn't thinking of selling the mantel clock.
Now, wait a minute, Luke. That clock's as much mine as it's yours.
And the reading lamp. Grandpa, as long as I can remember, this reading lamp has been sitting on our end table. come to think of it, when I come through the house just now, I never noticed the end table.
Look, you take all this merchandise out of here, you're going to put me out of business.
I ain't gonna let you sell the house right out from under us. First thing you know, you'll be selling the harness right off the mule's back. You know? Oh, Kate's sewing up that armhole now, Grandpa.
Oh?
She ought to have it finished in a couple of minutes. Yeah. Would you like me to drive you down the lodge hall?
No, thanks, Luke. I think there's something I ought to handle all by myself.
Look, Grandpa, it ain't nothing to be ashamed of that you can't afford to go.
Ain't nothing to be proud of neither, Luke. Lodge delegate's supposed to be kind of important. Ain't got the price of a train ticket or a hotel room.
Red Precious, get him. Back, Michael. I thought you were a customer. Well, I am. Give me a glass of cider.
Oh, excuse me.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Don't tell me you're trying to sell some of this junk.
I'm going to be glad. This is Senor Grandpa's last day of sale.
Well, there's your dime. I'm going to say goodbye to Amos.
What for? He's not going anywhere.
Yeah, he isn't. What do you mean?
Well, nothing. I just hope poor Senor Grandpa had $49.90 to go with his dime.
Well, that sounds to me like he needs money for the trip.
Yes, but he'll never ask $50 from a friend.
No. Oh, no, that's Amos, all right. Him and his pride. Be too bad if he didn't get to the convention after winning the election fair and square.
Pitiful. Just pitiful.
That's a snappy-looking saddle you got there.
Snapped a long time ago.
Well, that's just what I want. I want this saddle. Yes, sir. Now, just a minute. You ain't going to overcharge me. Oh, no, sirree. I won't give you a cent over $30.
$30, Senor George.
All right. I'll make it $40. Don't push me too far.
40? Are you kidding?
I'll swear, Peppino, you are the shrewdest hand I ever had. All right. I'll make it $50. But that's final. Take it or leave it.
Leave it. I'll take it. So? Adios, Senor George.
It ain't nothing to be ashamed of.
Well, it just ain't going to be easy for me to tell him.
Senor Grandpa!
It just ain't my day.
Senor Grandpa, wait!
Look, don't bother me with your troubles. I got enough of my own. God darn it.
The saddle. I sold it.
Say that again.
I said I sold the saddle for $50.
Hallelujah! What not head bought it?
Senor McMichael.
George, he ain't even got a horse to put it on.
He knows where to get one. You see, I use salesmanship. I talk and I argue.
Peppino, you're going to get a bonus for this.
I am?
Someday. George don't know it, but he saved my hide. You know, I wish there was something I could do for him.
Well, why don't you take him a jug of cider?
That's a good idea. Maybe we'll take a couple of jugs.
I'll get him for you.
I might have known all you McCoys that went for us. You'd be looking down and watching up one of your kinfolk. Thank you. Thank you again.
Come in. Well, Amos, I'm just making myself a little supper.
Yeah? Beef stew, huh?
That's right.
Well, here's something to go along with it.
Cider, huh? What's the occasion, Amos?
Oh, let's say maybe just a little thank you for buying that saddle this morning.
Well, I ought to be thanking you, Amos. Yes, sir. I really needed that saddle.
Exactly what horse did you need that saddle for?
Well, I ain't exactly got the horse yet, Amos, but, I get mine one.
You know, I think maybe I've seen that animal.
You have?
Yeah, it's the exact same shape of that trash barrel outside your house.
Now, Amos, don't jump to no conclusions.
Yeah, us McCoys don't accept charity. They raise your money back.
Now, just a minute, Amos. I am sick and tired of hearing about this McCoy pride.
Well, you're going to hear about it, because that's just about all us McCoys has got left. And don't you know that if I don't go to that convention in San Francisco, they're going to send you in my stead?
Yeah, I know that. And also know I'd be miserable all the time I was there.
In San Francisco?
Yes, sir. Because, Amos, during the election, while you was acting fair and honorable, I was going in for the cheapest, dirtiest, crookedest kind of politicking you ever saw.
You, George?
Yep. I was practically buying votes by the bushel.
Is that a fact?
Yep. And that means that some of them crooks I bribed turned around and voted for you anyways. Go on, take the money back. Have you gone out of your mind? I said I tried to cheat the election out.
Well, don't you know the only reason I won that election is because I done dirtier tricks than what you done?
You couldn't have been more dirtier than me.
Oh, I couldn't I?
Amos, when I play dirty, nobody can touch me.
Well, now, maybe you'd like to know that it just so happens to get Joe Cashman's vote that I had to buy 3 times as much paint as I needed to paint my house?
Baby stuff. I bought 10 gallons of fence paint from him. And I ain't got a fence.
I sold 80 dozen eggs. From 19 cents a dozen on down to nothing.
Eggs. I never thought of that. Doggone you, Amos. You always get an ace in the hole, haven't you?
Well, I got elected, didn't I?
Well, we can't waste no more time. We're going to miss the train.
Yeah, we better get them started.
Gee whiz, I sure wish I was going to San Francisco.
Oh, you will someday, little Luke.
Well, I guess this is it.
Yeah, let's go.
Where's Luke going?
Oh, he's driving him to the station.
Well, goodbye, folks. Thanks again, Amos and George, for allowing me to go in your place.
You just see that you're having plenty of fun at night when you're up there in San Francisco. That's what I want to hear about when you come back.
Oh, I ain't much for that nightlife. I'm taking along a good book.
He's going to read? At night? In a city like San Francisco?